for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
We are back. New media today, USA Boxing. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, fam? What's going on, man? It's our boy, Coach Malachi Williams. We back in the building, man. As you can see, man, the old boy here. The old boy's here today. You know, straighten it up, straighten the whole thing up, man. I am cold for some reason. I have no idea. Anyways, man, shout out to everybody, man. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that is on Twitter. And shout out to the New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. This is the first episode of the New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. Out of the 400 videos I have done, I think this is my 401st video. We now have, on YouTube, guys, we now have over 1 million watch time hours in 10 months. So that was, I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good accomplishment. And I want to salute everyone in the building, everyone in the chat, everyone that's been rocking with the old boy, everyone that's, excuse me, everyone that contributed to the success of this show, who took the time out to watch this show over the past 10 months that we've been rocking, going on 11 months. I really appreciate that. Let's give everybody a round of applause. We will be taking calls today. We're taking calls today. We're taking calls today. You see what I'm saying? We will be doing that. So shout out to everybody, man, that's in the building today, man. Shout out to everybody in the UK. And we're going to have a damn good show today. Today is going to be a damn good show. I can promise you this. I want to bring some clarity as it relates to what goes on in the sport of boxing. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to bring some clarity as to what goes on in the sport of boxing. You know, us fans, we like to use the word ducking a lot. You notice I've been saying that in several of my shows, you know, as of late, and even in the past and stuff like that. We like to use that word a lot. But what does the word ducking really mean? You see what I'm saying? Does ducking, for some people say that ducking means when a fighter refuses to fight another fighter. Let's say if a fighter comes out, let's say fighter A says, I refuse to fight fighter B for whatever the reason may be, right? Or let's say fighter B says, I refuse to fight fighter A. Or let's say that there are rumors in the oh, I got to talk to you guys today. You guys going to learn something today. Don King was a master at this. Let's say there are rumors that's going around in the press that, you know, this fighter really doesn't want to fight that fighter because of A, B, C, and D. The fans read the press. Oh, we knew he said it. We knew that this is why it didn't go down. Or perception is everything in the sport of boxing. But in the sport of boxing, boxing is kind of, I hate to say this for lack of a better word, but boxing is very similar, guys, to WWE. Oh, you don't hear me though. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, this dude don't know what the hell he's talking about. This dude is smoking crack. I get it. I understand. At once upon a time, I thought that, you know, once upon a time, I thought that in the 70s, I used to watch this show called the Kung Fu series and Chinese theater. Yeah, we used to watch Chinese theater in the 70s and early 80s. Chinese theater, where we see all of these different martial arts moves and these people who's wearing wigs and old like mask and stuff. The old man, look how the old wise man, look how he moving and beating this guy and fighting all 5 guys, not realizing that this shit was choreographed moves. This was the guy really wasn't 100 years old. He really just had a beard and a wig on and yada yada yada, and that's all it was. And etc. 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 Well, boxing is similar, you know, to that. I'm not saying it's that. You know, in WWE, in wrestling, I used to watch it when it was WWF and stuff like that. I used to watch, you know, Blackjack Mulligan, Dusty Rhodes, you know, the Briscoe brothers, you know, stuff, you know, the original 4 Horsemen, and, you know, just a lot of stuff on Tory Dory Funk, and, you know, a lot of those guys, the Kevin Sullivan, the Purple Haze, you know, and you look at the ringside announcer and you look at the commentators and you look at the referee in the ring, and, you know, you don't know that a lot of this stuff is scripted. Where am I going at today? Oh, keep listening. I didn't know that when they DDT'd the dude or did a power driver in the ring. And I'm like, damn, he broke that dude's neck. I didn't know that the guy head really didn't hit the mat. I didn't know that his head was up above the knees. So when the guy dropped, his knees hit the mat, giving you the impression that he's breaking this guy's neck, but in actuality, the guy's neck never hit the mat in the first place. Didn't know that they rehearsed it. Now, am I saying that fights are rehearsed? No, I'm not saying that. But keep watching the show. Other than that, let's do this, man. Let's do this OJ Jew Man style. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. And let's go. And what does that have to do with, I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, goddamn, Coach, man, listen, man, I ain't coming here all that. What does this have to do with Jaime Munguia? And we don't know that Jaime Munguia has a fight this weekend. He's fighting Gab Rosado. I'm picking Jaime to beat Gabe. I could be wrong, but I'm picking Jaime to beat Gabe by knockout. Right? So, Jaime Munguia is ranked the #1 by the WBC and WBO. Will Jermall Charlo and Andrade duck Munguia? That is the question of the day. Will they duck him? And what does this word duck really means? And are we properly as fans placing the title duck on a fighter because we don't understand certain situations or understand how the business of boxing really works? Think that's more of the case, but I'm going to break it down to you guys today. Shout out to the Queen Bless 365.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
I haven't smoked anything. Normally I smoke before the show, but I haven't smoked anything today. So shout out to the Queen Bless 365. Shout out to my main man Hector Garcia. Shout out to John McSmith. Shout out to Rob Rib Shows. Shout out to Jay Styles in the building. Shout out to Giant TV. Shout out to Johnny Blaze. What's happening, bro? Shout out to Halim. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Please subscribe to Punch Perfect Boxing, man. That's a good brother out there, man, in the UK, man, Jamie. Shout out to my brother Jamie, man, over there in Punch Perfect Boxing. Shout out to Will. What's going on, Will? Shout out to Thomas Jones. What the league read? Bloody Knuckles. What's happening? Shout out to Thomas Cruz. Shout out to Mar the Machine. Shout out to my main man Richard Slutsky. Shout out to Dimitar. What's happening, fam? Shout out to Murat. What's going on, bro? What's going on with you? Shout out to Double G Ivan. Shout out to Big J in the building. Shout out to who else we have, man? Who else we have? Is that on Chief Fred? Chief Fred, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to let's see. Shout out to the Queen Arlette. Shout out to Thomas Jones once again. Shout out to Matan. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Steven. What the lick read? Shout out to sorry about that, everybody. Shout out to DC Nardo. DC Nardo, what's up, fam? Nardo. That's how we say it in Florida. Nardo. You know, we some country boys down here in Florida, man. Nardo, what's going on, boy? Big Nardo. Shout out to George H. Shout out to who else we have, man? Who else we have? Shout out to the Queen Lisa Bell. Shout out to let's see one more. Do I see somebody new in the building? Southpaw 773 TV. What's happening? Shout out to who else we have? Eddie Val. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Mizzy Mike. What's happening? Mizzy, what's up, bro? Shout out to Paul Evans. Salute to you, fam, and shout out to Ava as well. Shout out to Steel Chef. What's going on? Shout out to Team Smoke. What's up? Shout out to AV Sounds. What's popping, baby? Eddie Val. What's going on? Like Marvin Gaye would say, what's going on? Shout out to who else we have, man? Jeff Luciano. What the lick read? Yay. Shout out to everybody who's listening to the New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. It's not everywhere yet. It's in the process of being sent down everywhere on iTunes, all over the world. It's going to be all over the world. And this is the first episode of it. After 400 videos we shot, this is the first episode. This is ridiculous. I need to tighten up on my backstroke. But anyways, we're going to have a good show. And the name of this podcast today is this, guys. This is episode 1. Jaime Munguia is ranked #1 by the WBC and WBO. Will Jermall Charlo, talking about Jermaine, I'm thinking about Jermaine Jackson. Will Jermall Charlo and Andrade duck him? Duck Munguia. Oh, yeah. I said the word duck. But guess what, guys? You're going to be surprised where I go at today with this. Because I'm going to prove some managers wrong. I'm going to prove some promoters wrong. And I'm going to prove some fact makers wrong today. I'm going to let you know what a manager is, a promoter, and a fact maker is today. You're going to learn some new words today, right? Anyways, let's keep going. If you just read the title and got triggered by the title, this is why you need to listen to the show. Because some people read headlines and they run with it and they be like, car ain't got no roof. Oh, remember the hell he talking about? And they just automatically go to attacking you. You see what I'm saying? It's like reading the headline reading the title of a book. You haven't even read the first page in the book yet, but guess what? You automatically say you don't like the book based on the title, but you haven't even read the book. But that's neither here nor there. Shout out to Carlos. Hey, okay. Shout out to Mildred. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Chuck Supremacy. Shout out to Killy Boxing. Hey, okay. Shout out to Renee Box Young. Hey, shout out to Antonio Hernandez. Hey, shout out to Electroid. Hey, shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe? Hey, shout out to Eliza Feliciano. Eliza. Hey, shout out to who else we have? Shifty Steve. What's up? He said, ¿Qué pasa? What's up, homie? Hey, okay. Mira, ¿cómo tú andas, mi hermano? Hey, okay. Let's see. Shout out to Ricky 245. Hey, okay. You know, I gotta always give everybody a shout out, man. I gotta, I respect that. I respect that. Let me say, shout out to Tommy Ramirez. Shout out to Dimitar. Shout out to Antonio once again. Shout out to Puerto Rican Ron. What's happening, fam? Hey, okay. Shout out to who else we have in the building? Shout out to John McSmith once again. I think we got everybody, guys. I think we got everybody. Arlette says, Coach is high if he thinks Andrade is ducking Jamie. This is what I'm talking about. The Queen Arlette, she hasn't even heard 2 minutes of the show yet, and this is what she says. Coach is high if he thinks that. Keep listening and you'll find out what I think, Queen. Hey, okay. Shout out to, I think that's it. Shout out to Rider of the Storm. Hey, okay. For dropping that $2, bam, super chat on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. He says, salute, Coach. Sorry I'm late, but at work. Yeah, man, do your thing, baby. You know you got to do what you got to do to provide for your family. Shout out to you, Rider of the Storm, my brother. Shout out to Bruce Goals in the building. Hey, okay. Shout out to... Shout out to JH Lethal. Hey, okay. Shout out to Malia. What's going on? Hey, okay. Macho Marco. What's happening, bruh? Hey, okay. Skrilla. What's happening, fam? Hey, okay. And I think that's it. Let's get into this. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Also, shout out to everybody that's listening to this podcast. We are live on episode 1. Let's get it in, guys. Now, Jaime Munguia is ranked number 1 in the world by the WBC as well as the WBO. What does this mean, guys? This means that he is the number 1 contender to WBC middleweight champion, Jermall Charlo, and he's the number 1 contender to the WBO champion, Boo Boo Andrade. That's what that means, right? So this coming weekend, Jaime Munguia will step into the ring with the always ready Gab Rosado. And they're going to have this fight in Anaheim, California, right? I think Gabe got like 13 losses already, 12, 13 losses. I expect this to be his 13th or 14th loss after this fight. That's what I expect. Gabe been around a while, you know what I mean? But his ass probably going to get knocked out. He's going to get beat real bad, in my opinion. No disrespect to Gab Rosado fans, but that's what's in the cards. You will see what I'm talking about Saturday. Now, Munguia has a record of 37-0 with 30 knockouts. Right? And none of the top champions in the WBC or WBA or WBO division wants to fight him, and understandably so. That's what they say. I'm not saying this, but that's what the narrative is. None of the top dogs, Jermall Charlo and Boo Boo Andrade, they don't even want to fight this dude. That's what they say. I'm going to tell you who the they is in a minute. I'll give you a hint that they are the managers, the promoters, and the fact makers. We got a lot of managers online, a lot of promoters. But That's what they're saying, right? Munguia is what you would call a high-risk, low-reward type of fighter. So it's understandable if this is the case. If that is the case, if Boo Boo doesn't want to fight him, and if Jermall doesn't want to fight him, then, Munguia is looked upon as a low-risk, high-reward type of fighter. So if they don't want to fight him, then that would be understandable as to why. He's a low-risk, high-reward. I'm going to give you what I mean by that. Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. Boots Ennis is calling out Terrence Crawford. Boots Ennis has recently called out Errol Spence. He want to fight these guys. He want to fight them now. Guess what? He would be looked upon as a high-risk, low-reward to a promoter and to a matchmaker. Oh, I'm going to break this shit down. So sorry about that. I ain't supposed to be cursing. I'm going to break this down today. I'm going to make it very, very nice and sweet and tie it up in a little bow, and you're going to understand exactly where I'm coming from today. You see what I'm saying? Now, Munguia is what would be looked upon as a high-risk, low-reward type of fighter. So it's understandably so why Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade are not in a hurry to fight this young knockout artist. Or maybe it could be something else. We're going to find out, though. But that's no excuse to duck him, according to a lot of Jaime Munguia fans. They ducking. Jermall Charlo's ducking. He's calling out Canelo because he's ducking Jaime Munguia. He don't want to fight the dude. Boo Boo Andrade, he's been trying to get several fights with a whole lot of people, but Boo Boo Andrade, he don't want to fight him. He don't want to fight Munguia. He already know what time it is. He knows it. He knows it. That's what they saying, right? That's what they saying. I hear the chatter. I hear the chatter. But all of the chatter aside, Jaime Munguia has earned his right, guys, to fight for the title. And he did say in a recent interview, he says, I want to fight for the title next. After this fight, he wants a world championship title fight. Well, he has 4 champions in that division. He have Murata from Japan. He's fighting Triple G in December. Boo Boo Andrade is fighting someone who I've Quickly. I don't know who the guy name is. I think his last name is Quickly. He's fighting someone. And Jermall Charlo, he's chilling. And Jermall Charlo is chilling right now. He doesn't have any fights set up, but he's chilling right now with his team, his fam, doing what he does. You see what I'm saying? Now, but just like Jermall Charlo and Andrade has earned their right to fight for titles as well. What do I mean by that? Jaime Munguia does have, if he can win this fight, he does deserve the right to fight for the title because Jermall Charlo was once in Jaime Munguia's position when he wanted to fight Canelo Alvarez when Canelo got elevated to the franchise belt, and then the WBC stripped him of his belt and gave it to elevated. I read, I got the article on that. And we did this show 2 days ago, and I broke all this down about how the franchise belt was created. So anybody, don't get mad at me, get mad at the receipts. I have it. Showed it. And I showed it 2 days ago. But this is how. So Jermall Charlo wanted to become champion, and that's how he begot the belt. When Mauricio Sulaimán elevated Canelo, the WBC championship belt went to Jermall Charlo. He got elevated. But he wanted to fight for the title. Just like Errol Spence was calling out Keith Thurman for years. Man, Keith, man, I want to fight you, man. Man down, Keith Thurman, I want to fight you. Keith, I want to fight you, Keith. Keith, I want to fight you. Give me my shot. He was a young man. Right? Wanted a shot at the title, just like Jaime Munguia was in that position. I remember when Floyd Mayweather wanted to be the top guy at top rank, and he couldn't be the top guy at top rank because the Golden Boy was there. So every fighter wants a shot at the title. Muhammad Ali was chasing Sonny Liston down to get a shot at the title. Right? So he does deserve a shot at the title if he can get by this guy. Now, I don't want to hear none of this stuff about if he gets the shot at the title, he's too young and he's not ready. You know what I mean? This kid is ready. He's 25 years old, and he might be a problem in the sport of boxing. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. He's 37-0 with 30 knockouts. 30. 3-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 30. He got 30 knockouts. Now, whether he knocked out a bunch of Uber drivers, Amazon warehouse worker drivers, I haven't broke down his resume. I haven't looked at his level of opponents, so I don't know. I haven't even studied and looked at it very closely at a lot of the quality of the fighters who he's fought. All I know, he's 37-0 with 30 knockouts. So I don't want to hear nothing about he's not ready. No, he ready. I don't believe in babysitting no fighters. You know me. If this guy's supposed to be the next phenomenon, guess what? Throw his phenomenal ass in the ring and we gonna see what he got. That's where I come from. But unfortunately, the sport of boxing doesn't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way. And a lot of times when we don't get the fights that we want, we do what? We take it out on the particular fighter. Bless our hearts. Us fans in the sport of boxing, we think we know so much about boxing when we really don't know shit. The more I learn and study the sport of boxing from a content creator standpoint, the more I realize that I didn't really know shit about the sport of boxing. And the more I realize that a lot of the fans who listen to the sport of boxing, they really don't know nothing about it neither. All we know, a lot of fans, I know a whole lot more now because I have a lot of contacts and I talk to a lot of people who are actively in the sport. And it's a lot I know about the business now. But I'm saying before in the past, I didn't know what I thought I knew. You don't know what you don't know, right? So I say all that to say this. So now a lot of us, we become fanagers. We YouTube Don Kings and YouTube Bob Arams and YouTube Al Haymans and we are the YouTube matchmakers and we got it all figured out based on the information that's being fed to us. Keyword fed. Remember, we're going to talk about Don King in a minute. But Jaime Munguia, he's young, he's strong, he's hungry. And he's a knockout artist. Got 30 knockouts. You know what I mean? He's a knockout artist, right? If Jaime can put away Gab Rosado this weekend, as many people expect that he will, then his next fight should be and will be for a world title. Now, will Andrade willfully fight him? I don't know. We don't know. We already know how the sport of boxing works. Will Jermall Charlo fight him? I have no idea. Jermall Charlo it says he want to fight Canelo, but he hasn't moved up yet, so we don't know. Now, the only question is this. Will Jermall Charlo Andrade make this fight with Munguia if they stay in the middleweight division? He is the number one mandatory for their belts. Or will Munguia handlers, Golden, I think he's with Golden Boy, where they say, well, you know what, man, Munguia, he really ain't ready to fight these guys. I don't want to put Munguia in the ring with them, but what we can do, we can create some kind of media storm or something like that, put some information out there that we know people go around with it and say, man, listen, man, Munguia is calling out this particular fighter, that particular fighter, but man, they don't even want to fight it, they ducking him. So this is how we can save face with Munguia without saying that we don't want to throw him to the wolves and saying he's not ready. Oh, y'all don't understand the smoke screens that go in the sport of boxing. Oh, I got proof. I'm going to tell you a story about Don King in a minute. Now, tell you a story about Don King in a minute, right? And if Jermall Charlo and Andrade, if they won't fight Munguia next, because he's the number one, if they won't fight him next, you know what I mean? Then one of the two sanctioning bodies should mandate this fight to happen. It should mandate it. Kind of like what they did with Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, right? What that would do? This will force Jermall Charlo or Boo Boo Andrade to fight Munguia or vacate the belts and move up to super middleweight, if that's what they want to do. Only time will tell me what happened next, but tell me what do you guys think about this weekend's fight with Jaime Munguia and Gab Rosado? Do you think that Munguia will win by knockout? Or do you think that Gabe can pull off the upset and stop the young buck to whip a snapper? Right? Do you think that? And another question. Also, do you think that Charlo and Andrade will fight Munguia next if he wins this Saturday? Oh, I got a whole lot. Now, some of you think that you know where I'm going at with this, but I promise you, when I finish, you're going to be like, God damn, why he did that? Just keep listening. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Shout out to everybody who's listening to this on the podcast, New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. I do have the link in the description. And I think I got the link in the description. No, I don't. I don't have the link in the description. But that's okay. I'll drop it. Let's get into this. Now, let's go over here, man, and look at what's going on in the chat. I know the chat probably. DMB is in the building. What's going on, DMB? What do you guys think? I know one person that I definitely want to read what they think. Shout out to Juwan. Juwan said Gab Rosado might get the upset. He beat Danny Jacobs to me. Okay. Okay. He might get the upset. It's a possibility too. It's a possibility too. Joe Strummer says, Canelo said in a Spanish interview that Charlo needs to fight a champion first. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Charlo hasn't fought a champion since he's been in the middleweight division, and that is facts. I think that's fair, though. I think that's fair. I do. Dante says that Gabe is who my bread is on. Okay, you got your bread on Gabe, huh? Okay. Oscar De La Hoya said out of his own mouth, Munguia is not ready for Jermall. Okay, all right. Oscar said that. I haven't heard him say it, but Oscar said that, right? Some Munguia fans don't feel that way. Some Munguia fans feel like that he is ready. But who knows better than the promoter, right? The promoter has the perfect inside information. The promoters know, right? We're going to break this down, though. We're going to break this down, take y'all on the gangster ride in a minute.
To this day.
Yeah, we're going to break this down, man. True. Let's get in this. SK said that Gabe for the upset. Then Charlo be a good fight. Okay, he got Gabe. He got Gabe. You know what I mean? He got Gabe. Let's see. Punch Perfect Boxing says on the WBC order, they finally eliminated between Munguia and Darianchenko, but the Rosado fight was already done. From what I've heard, Munguia will have to fight Darianchenko next. Okay. He would have to fight Darianchenko next, huh? From what you've heard, okay. All right. He said, Double A Cinema says Charlo should fight Benavidez. Well, the only way he can fight Benavidez is going to have to move up to light heavyweight. He's currently a middleweight. That's the thing. Benavidez and Jermall Charlo are on the same side of the street. They're with the PBC. So those PBC fights, in-house fights, because Errol Smith had a whole bunch of them. That should be easy to make. Jermall Charlo had a bunch of them too. So he should be able to make those kind of fights. He said they're fighting at 160. Gabe is in trouble. 160, huh? Shout out to the Chief Fred. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, I think Munguia was already the mandatory for Andrade. And Jermall and Andrade need to fight. Keep grinding, coach. Okay, yes, sir. Yeah, I don't know. He said Munguia was already the mandatory for Andrade, and Jermall and Andrade need to fight. Yeah. So this is the thing, right? This is the thing, because there's a narrative that I'm seeing being pushed. Munguia. They're hyping him up. They're hyping him up now. He's 37-0. He's 37-0. With 30 knockouts. He says, what if Rosado wins? Rosado wins. That's all. If Rosado wins, he wins. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Got to pick somebody. If the guy you pick wins, cool. If the guy who you pick loses, cool. You move on to the next fight. Gabe looks on weight drain. It is what it is, right? But let's get into this. El Bohemio, he says Benavidez is a high risk, low return fight for any champion. For any champion. Okay. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. For any champion, right? JBN says Gabe looks weight drained. Okay. Halim says why pick on Don King? Okay. I'm not even address Halim with this Don King stuff. Let's see. He said Coach Rosado is going to get KO. I'm picking Rosado. I'm picking Munguia to win this fight. That's what I'm picking. Killy Boy says Heyman is ready to cash Charlo out because he wants that Canelo fight. From a business standpoint, it makes sense. From a business standpoint, when you see the type of electricity and if they did well on pay-per-view, I don't know what they needed to make on pay-per-view, how many pay-per-views they need to sell in order to break even and make their money back. But they paid out a lot of money. We know Canelo got 40 million. Well, we don't know anything. We know what's being reported, that Canelo got paid $40 million guaranteed. That's what's being reported. Do we know this for actual fact? No. We don't know that for actual fact. We just know what's being reported. He got 40 million and Caleb Plant supposed to got 10 million plus. That's what was reported, right? Canelo got 40 million and plus back in on pay-per-view sales. If there's anything left, and Caleb Plant got 10 million plus whatever's left on the back end sales of the pay-per-view, if there's anything left. That's what we are told, right? But do we know for actual fact? No. Why? Because we didn't see it. We wasn't in the room. We only know what's being reported. We're going to talk about reports. Shout out to Matt Sedillo for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said McGee is what he is. Win some, lose some at the highest level type dude. They need to just throw him in there already. Hopefully after this fight. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. He says Charlo deserves that payday before Plant. How did these I was going to ask you how did he deserve it, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Tommy Hill says if Munguia beats Demetrius Andrade for the WBO middleweight championship, he can say that he beat the man that saw Canelo Alvarez duck that middleweight. Yeah, that's a good narrative too. That's a really good narrative. That's a really good narrative. I kind of like how you spun that. He can market that way. Eddie Val says at the rate that Charlo and Andrade is going, they're young men, but they're not getting no younger. By 2022 next year, if they don't fight no top level competition, they done at prize fighting level. Okay. All right. He say Johnny Blaze says, shout out to you, coach, for even talking about this fight. He's a real one. Yeah. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Tommy Hill says, he says Rosado versus Munguia, the thought process will be, he said would not be if Rosado beats Munguia. It would just be another title eliminator. Okay. All right. Eggplant says the pay-per-view numbers for the Canelo versus Plant fight was 2.2 million. That's what you say? That's what you say, huh? All right, let's see. Let me hit one of my trusted sources. I haven't heard anything about that. This is new to me. Hit one of my trusted sources right quick, guys. Shout out to everybody. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. And shout out to everybody who's listening to this on the podcast. Today is, what is the date, guys? Today is Thursday, November the 11th. Today is Thursday, November the 11th. I'm supposed to say that at the top of the show. Let me hit one of my trusted guys that I know in the business. Let's see. So you said the numbers is out, right? Let's see. Let's find out. I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything about that. Let's see. All right. Let's go. All right. When people, one thing about me, I do a lot of research, but I like receipts. I am a receipts guy. One thing about me, you can't tell me anything. Boy, if you ain't got no receipts to back up what you're saying, I do not believe you. I have to see the receipts. I have to see the receipts. Because receipts are tangibles. Receipts are proof that this is what it is. If I don't have proof, I can't say it, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out from one of my trusted sources, my good brother. I'm going to find out. He said, just letting you know what was reported. Who reported it? My brother. Egg-shaped form. Can you tell me who reported that?
Hey, okay.
Because if this is one of these blue bloods or blue balls stuff, sources say. What sources, Blue? Don't worry about the sources. Just know that sources say. Sources say that Scooby-Doo and Shaggy had a fight with the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man, and they knocked both of them out with one punch. Sources say. But goddamn, for real, what happened? What are sources at? Well, don't worry about it. Just sources say. So I need to know the sources. I got some damn good sources. My sources haven't told me that, but I'm gonna find out though. I'm gonna find out. This dude says counterpunch. Nah, I need something more than that. I need something more than counterpunch. Need something more than counterpunch. That ain't no reliable source there. But anyways, let's keep going, guys. Now, let's talk about this. let's talk about, in the sport of boxing, guys, you have a lot of stuff that goes on. Remember I told you we're talking about fanagers? We're talking about fanagers, right? Remember I told you about that? We're talking about fanagers. And then I'm going to tell you another thing that you guys don't know nothing about, right? Matchmakers. Do you know what matchmakers do in the sport of boxing? You ever see a fight and you be like, man, this fight here, man, this dude, man, this is what Teddy Atkinson was complaining about of Mike Tyson and what the dude named Julio Cesar Chavez in the past and what the other brother name is, what the other dude name is, Juan Manuel Marquez. He doesn't like Canelo, too tough. That's what they complaining about. They're saying that Canelo is cherry picking and he's strategically picking opponents that he know that he can win and beat against and beat, right? And this is a lot of this goes on in the sport of boxing. And I'm going to break it down to you right now, guys. And I have the receipts. Now, let's go over here, guys. Because, I like to show you guys. I like to show you guys. I like to, talking about it is one thing, but showing you is a whole nother ballgame. I like to, this is just a little light something. Don't worry about it. Don't take much on it. This is something very basic, a little light something, guys. But let's see. Let's talk about what's the role of a matchmaker. This article was written in 2017. I got a whole bunch of different articles, but this pretty much sums it up. This is why I chose this article. This sums it up. Now, in the sport of boxing, you have something called matchmakers. In the sport of boxing, you have something called matchmakers. Matchmakers. What is a matchmaker, guys? In the past, you've seen a matchmaker, right? This is what this guy says. He said, in the past, you've seen me do blogs on the roles of a number of different people within boxing, including promoters, referees, and judges. Oh, I'm going to break all that down. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Bear with the old boy for a moment. I'm finna break this down for you like a 57 Chevy. Because a lot of times we use the word ducking a lot, and a lot of times it really don't be ducking, but we use it a lot. I've been guilty of saying ducking as well. And then by us being fanagers and fatch makers, I replaced the M with the F, fatch makers, because we like to say, well, I want to see my fighting. I want to see this dude fight this dude. So he got to fight King Kong, Godzilla, Gamma Rock, Mothra, Voltron, Optimus Prime. He has to fight Megatron. He has to fight Bumblebee, the Decepticons, the Autobots, the Powerpuff Girls. He has to fight the entire cast of Dragon Ball Z. He got to fight everybody before he can get the mouth fighter. So a lot of us as fatch makers, as fans who want to be matchmakers, we want to match anybody who we perceive as a threat to our fighter. We want to match them up with everything. We want to match them up with everything, with everybody. And we like to put our fighters in protective custody. That's what we like to do, right? We like to match them up with everything, right? And guess what? I used to be the same way. When I was a fan, boy, oh man, I don't want Mike Tyson fighting no tough fights. Quite a few of Tyson fights were set up fights. Some of them, quite a few of them, a good number of them. As you guys know, I'm a diehard fan of Mike Tyson. I was a fanboy of Mike Tyson. I have receipts on this though. And when I say receipts, I'm talking about I can actually just show you the actual fights. Mike Tyson's not the only one, though. Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo Alvarez. Oh, that's going to hurt some feelings there. Quite a few fighters throughout the history of boxing. Quite a few fighters now. They have a couple of fights that, hey, man, we going to match it up real good. This dude, hey, man, your job to come in. Yeah, we saw it with Wilder and, what the dude name? Malik Scott. We saw it with Wilder and Malik Scott. The check in the mail, dog. We got the check in the mail, dog. So let's talk about what a matchmaker is, right? He said a matchmaker, he said, this week I'm going to look at the role of a matchmaker. So I found 10 different articles on it, but this is the one I want to settle in on, right? He said, in basic terms, it is the matchmaker's responsibility to set up every fight we watch. They often do this alongside with the promoter of the show. Let's stop right there. It says right here, in basic terms, a matchmaker's responsibility is to set up every fight that we watch as fans, and they often do this alongside with the promoter of the show. Wait a minute. They do it with the promoter of the show, right? So in essence, the matchmaker works for the promoter. Yeah. Matchmaker pretty much works for the promoter. Pretty much. Let's keep going, though, right? Sometimes the promoter alone will make the fights. Now, at this point, I bet hold on, let me turn this right here. Turn my monitor right here a little bit more. Turn my monitor. Let me slide it on over here, man. Do it like that. See what I'm saying? We like to do it like that old. That's how we like. And let me turn this screen a little bit like that too. All right, let's keep going. Now, sometimes the promoter alone will make the fights, right? Now, at this point, I bet I know what you're thinking. I already knew that. But how do they do it? Let's stop right there. He said, well, before making any fight, he would look, the matchmaker, he would look at the record of the boxer he's trying to match. So let's say you got a fighter, he's a young prospect, he's 25-0 with 33 knockouts. Well, we know that you can't get 33 knockouts out of 25 fights, but that's neither here nor there. You guys just follow me. Because some fans like to say little crazy stuff like that. He's 25-0 with 33 knockouts. Everybody ducking him. Everybody, they knows what time it is. He's a knockout artist. Yeah, but who has he been knocking out though? I'm undisputed. But I'm undisputed. I told y'all my belts. I got 5. I'm undisputed. I got the IBO, the WBC, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. I knocked out an Uber driver, an Amazon Prime delivery worker. I knocked out a Walmart cashier. I knocked out a Uber Eats driver. Let's see, and I beat who it was with a taxi cab driver. I think it was a taxi cab driver. I'm undefeated. But who did I beat? Who did I beat? Okay, so let's keep going, guys. Well, before making any fight, the matchmaker will look at the record of the boxer he's trying to match, like a Malik Scott, right? And then he will look for another fighter who he thinks will give him a good fight. So what I need you to do, dog, check this out, dog. Now, you're going to go in there and just give my fighter a good little work. Now, you're going to give him a good fight now. But at the end of the day, your ass going down. Just remember that. After all, a big part of his job is to make sure that the fans, us right here, the fans, see an entertaining fight. And they get value for their money. So the matchmaker's job, right, is to match the fight up so well that the fans will be entertained by the fight, but they already know what the outcome is going to be based on how they match it up. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, sometimes we get something called upsets in the sport of boxing. Sometimes, hey, man, we're going to match up with this dude. We know you're going to knock this dude out, dog, baby boy. You ain't got to worry about that. You're going to put these hammer knockers on him. Hit him with a check left hook. You're going to get him out of there. It's going to be a done dollar. But sometimes the guy who he's fighting, he don't know he's supposed to take the dive. Or he don't know he's supposed to win this fight, i.e. Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson. Buster Douglas was just another buster who they picked for Mike Tyson to beat up on. The only problem is somebody forgot to tell Buster Douglas that he was supposed to get his ass whipped that day. Yeah. Remember Michael Coffey versus the dude named Rice? I forgot the dude name. Michael Coffey versus Rice. The Michael Coffey, I think he's this guy that's supposed to be this up-and-coming knockout artist with the PBC Witness Protection Program, right? Michael Coffey was another guy that was a part of the PBC Witness Protection Program, right? And they cherry-picked this guy named Rice. Rice had like 6 losses. He was 13-6. Oh, we ain't even got to talk to this dude about taking no dive. Hey, Rice, come on over here, baby boy. We going to give you a couple $2 on short notice. Not short notice, short notice. We going to give you a couple $2 on short notice. You see what I'm saying? You come on over here, man, and come over here and fight on this PBC card. I don't even think Rice is a PBC fighter. I don't think Rice is a PBC fighter, guys. Let me look it up and see though. Just in case, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, guys. I could be wrong. Oh, where you going at with this, coach? Oh, y'all please y'all hold on to the old boy. Hold on to the old boy. We're going to wrap this up real good today. I can promise you that, baby boy. I can promise you that. Because in the sport of boxing, things ain't what it always seemed to be. And if you're a fanager or a promoter or any of that stuff, a lot of times you don't know what you think you know. You only know what you have been fed throughout media press clippings and interviews. That's the only thing you know. But you don't know that boxing is a lot like WWE. Things ain't what it always seemed to be sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Things ain't all what it seemed to. Now, I do know that, this is unbelievable. You don't want to believe it. And I understand, guys. Trust me. Bro, let me tell you something, dog. I feel the same way you feel. I feel the same way you feel. No, man, this can't be true. But I got too many sources now that know better. Let's see, Rice. I think his name was Johnny Rice. Yo, I'm looking at the PBC website, right? Rice was not even a PBC fighter. He's not a PBC fighter, I don't think. And if he is, goddamn it, they not showing him on the site. Somebody forgot to tell Rice that he was supposed to lose. Guess what? Rice beat the brakes off of Michael Coffey. Beat the brakes off of him. The matchmaker, he didn't match it up that well. But I would have picked him too, though. And the man had 6 losses. I'd have picked him too. You see what I'm saying? So we just saw one with what the dude name? Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia picked the cherry. He picked the cherry picking about 2-3 weeks ago. He fought this other guy. I forgot the dude name. I don't even know the dude name. He fought this other dude. Everybody knew that Mikey Garcia was going to beat this guy. Guess what? Picked the wrong cherry. Matchmaker made a terrible mistake. Somebody forgot to tell that guy who Mikey Garcia was fighting that he was there just to make Mikey look good and he was supposed to lose. Somebody forgot to tell him that. Let's keep going though, right? He say, well, before making, so here it goes right here. He say, before making any fight, the matchmaker will look at the record of the boxer who he's trying to match, right? Then he will look for another fighter who he thinks will give him a good fight. After all, a big part of his job is to what? Make sure that the fans, us, are entertained by the fight and that we get that we feel that we got the value for our money. So on paper, at least he say, so on paper, at least it seems like a very easy job. But I believe it's the toughest job in the sport of boxing, apart from being a fighter, because they have to make the right matches at the right time. Let's stop right there. This guy says that he believes that the matchmaker's job is the hardest part, it's the hardest job in boxing next to the fighter, because he has to make the right matches at the right time. Remember, they accused Floyd Mayweather of that. Yeah, he always waited till fighters got old, and he'll fight them then. They say Floyd was a master at fighting fighters at the right time. Remember that? They said Floyd Mayweather was a master at fighting fighters at the right time. He ain't never fought nobody in his prime. He waited till Pacquiao got 5 years older, even though Floyd was older than Pacquiao, you know. So I don't know how that makes sense. He aged them out. He always fought dudes when they was in his prime. He ain't want no smoke. But then when they got old, Floyd stepped in there with him, right? So they accused Floyd of matchmaking. Strong possibility too. So, one thing about me, dog, I don't cap for no fighters. I don't cap for no fighters. I'm not listen, I used to be a Mike Tyson fanboy. I am a recovering fanboy. Well, I don't recover. I'd say I don't recover. Because I was a fanboy when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, about 27, you know, about 27, I kind of like started growing up out of my fanboy phase. So about 20 years now, I've recovered from being a fanboy. So by me recovering from being a fanboy, it takes me, I don't think like a typical fan. I don't cap for, we don't do no capping over here, boy. This ain't the cap station. But let's keep going, right? So on paper, at least it seems like it's a very easy job, right? But this guy said he believes that the matchmaking is the toughest job in the sport of boxing, apart from being a fighter, because he has to make the right matches at the right time. What does that mean? That means if you pick somebody like Rice to fight, I think his name was Johnny Rice, to fight, what the dude name is, Rice versus, Michael Coffey, if you pick him to fight him at the wrong time, at the right time, then Michael Coffey should be able to knock this dude out. But if you pick him at the wrong time, guess what? Rice may beat the brakes off of Michael Coffey. This is what happens. Pick the dude at the wrong time. And although they try and keep the fans happy, even they try to keep the fans happy, it is important to remember that the matchmaker, who does he work for, guys? He works for the promoters and fighters, not the fans. Let's start right there. The matchmaker does not work for me. The matchmaker does not work for you. The matchmaker works for the promoters and the fighters, not the fans. So what does that mean? That means that when any fighter, even your favorite fighter. Let's stop right there. That means when any fighter who is currently boxing in the sport of boxing right now, especially the elite fighters. We're going to talk about the top fighters. The top fighters, every last one of them, I don't care who he is. I don't care how much of a fanboy of him you is. This is facts. This ain't about your feelings, homie. This is the sport of boxing. This is the sport of boxing. Let's see. Did it get back with me yet? All right. My source says there's nothing yet on the pay-per-view numbers that are from Canelo and Caleb Plant. So whoever said that, hey, man, sources say that they did that Caleb Plant and Canelo did 2.2 million pay-per-view buys. That is not true. It's not true. It's not true. I have a damn good source. It's not true. It's not true at all. It's fake news. But let's keep going, right? So fighters and promoters, they get together, right? And they pick the fighters and promoters get together with the matchmaker, and they make sure they strategically pick the right guy at the right time. Okay, we're gonna do this here, and then we got to sell it, right? The promoter's job is to sell it. We're gonna get into all of this, right? So here you go. The matchmaker could come up with a real good fight that he knows the fans would love to see, but it won't happen because it doesn't serve the promoter's interest. Let's stop right there. So us as fans, right? Let me show you guys this article. Let me let you see it. So right here it says that the matchmaker could come up with a real good fight that he knows that the fans want to see. We want to see Tank Davis fight Teofimo Lopez. We want to see Tank Davis fight Devin Haney. We want to see Devin Haney fight Teofimo. We want to see Terrence Crawford fight Errol Spence. We want to see Errol Spence fight Terrence Crawford. We want to see this. We want to see that. We want to see Jermall Charlo fight Canelo Alvarez. We want to see Boo Boo Andrade fight Canelo. We want to see this. We want to see that. We want to see that. We want to see this. This is how we are with as fans. And then the fanager hat comes on. So the matchmaker says this. He says that the matchmaker can come up with a real good fight that he knows for a fact that the fans want to see. So we know what we want to see as fans, and he know that we would love to see it. He said, but it won't happen. Why it won't happen, man? Because it doesn't serve the promoter's interest. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. So you're trying to tell me that when I hear a fighter say he want to fight this dude, I want to fight that dude, or this fighter, I'm a fanboy of Errol Spence and I hate Terrence Crawford, and I say that, you know what, man? Crawford is ducking Errol Spence. You really don't want to fight the big fish, and the big fish said you're on the wrong side of the street and all that stuff there. So basically, you're trying to tell me that they really not ducking each other. It's when these fights don't happen, it's because it doesn't serve the promoter's interest. Meaning, if you're on the wrong side of the street, we don't believe in doing cross-promotional fights. Why would I cross-promote? Why would I share money? And Floyd Mayweather laid it out for you. We don't believe in making other promoters rich. You know, we have a plethora of fighters that Tank Davis can fight over here with the PBC and Mayweather Promotions. This is like one big happy family. So, you know, we got plenty of fighters from 130 to 140 and in between that Tank Davis can fight. So Floyd, you trying to tell me that we ain't gonna get Tank versus Teofimo Lopez? That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Are you trying to tell me that we're not gonna get Tank versus Devin Haney? That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Are you trying to tell me that we're not gonna get Tank versus Vasily Lomachenko? That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Why we ain't gonna get that fight? Because it does not serve the promoter's interest. Doesn't serve the promoter's interest. So any fight that you see that don't happen, guys, if it doesn't serve the promoter's interest, guess what? We're not gonna get it. And as fans, what do we do as fanagers? Oh man, he ducking. Oh, he ducking. I know it. I know he was scared. I know it. Yeah, you know, I know it. My fighter is the best fighter in the world. Ain't nobody better than him. Everybody ducking him. They know what time it is. They know it. So that's what we say. We don't. And guess what? We don't know what the hell we be talking about. 99%, 90% of the time, a lot of fans don't know what the hell they be talking about. Because we don't know. The fans don't know. They don't know. Bless the Pope. Bless him. Shout out to Chief Red for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, I'm glad you're teaching this to these guys, because if you say Canelo ducked Andrade, people think you're crazy. But this is exactly how it works. Wake up, y'all. Well, you know, that's with any fighter, whether it's Canelo, Errol Spence, Crawford, Andrade. It's with any fighter. I'm definitely saying the top fighters, right? But sometimes fanboyism takes over, and you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what you don't know. So when you don't know what you don't know, you run off of what you think you know. So when Roger Mayweather say you don't know ish, you don't know shit about boxing, he was right. But let's keep going though. Right? It says that so really being a matchmaker is a fine line between making matches that the fans want to see and making fights that will make money for the promoters and the fighters. Let's stop right there. I don't believe in helping making another promoter rich. You know, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm the best. I broke all kind of pay-per-view records. Canelo Alvarez, he's a great fighter, but I beat him. I beat him. You know, I beat him. I was old. I came out of retirement. I beat him. You know, and he got my style. He took everything from me. I told him everything he wanted to know. But anyways, you know, we have a plethora of fighters that hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Bear with the old boy for a minute. Hold on. Shout out to everybody, man. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button for the old boy. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button for the old boy, man. Do that for the old boy. And salute to everybody who's listening to the podcast on New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. That's the podcast. You can find it. I will drop the link for you guys. But anyways, Floyd Mayweather, what you saying, man? And Leonard Ellaby said it. Oh, you know, who is Josh Taylor? Don't nobody know who Josh Taylor is. You know what I mean? It's about putting butts in seats. This is what Leonard was talking about. So really, being a matchmaker is a fine line between trying to get the fights that the fans want to see, right? Us as fans, and making the fights that will make money for the promoters and the fighters. So if the promoter feels like, you know what, man, this is a high risk, low reward type fight. You can fight this dude, but if we lose our belt, we lose leverage. So you know what, man, it has to be another way. We can find somebody else. We can find somebody like a Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and we can build it up and make it look like, and let's put some media reports out there. Man, this dude is the Mexican Mike Tyson. So we're going to promote it like that. He's the Mexican Mike Tyson. He's stocky. Thick nigga, so stocky nigga, stocky, thick nigga, stick nigga, so stocky nigga, stocky. He's short and stocky. He's like a bulldog. He's a knockout artist, and we're gonna sell that. And you know, because we ain't trying to go down the other side. You know, and I think we can make some money on this. So how do the promoter make money? Well, what we're gonna do, baby boy? See, you know, with the PBC, they don't pay people a lot of money in the PBC. I'm gonna tell you that right now, right? On the front end, you don't get paid a lot of front end money in the PBC. I think the most money that a fighter has gotten paid at one time in the PBC is Canelo Alvarez. Canelo got allegedly $40 million. That's the most one person got paid up front, man. We talking about guaranteed purses. In the history of outside of Floyd Mayweather, guys, outside of Floyd Mayweather, the Canelo Alvarez, he's not even a PBC fighter. He got paid the most money, $40 million that I know of, guaranteed money than any fighter on the PBC. Big Fish ain't getting that. 40 mil. Caleb Plant ain't get that 40 mil. Caleb Plant got his highest payday fighting Canelo. Let's see. Tank Davis ain't get whoever your favorite fight is. But the boy from Mexico made Al Heyman give up the bag. The boy from Mexico made Al Heyman give up the bag. Look here, baby boy, man. You want me to fight over here, man? You got to give me 40 mil. Guaranteed. Well, Canelo, man, we don't really do it like that over here, baby boy. What we normally do is I normally give you like 1 or 2 million, or I give you like 5 or 10 million on the front end, and the rest you got to get on the back end. Canelo say, no, my friend. I need 40 mil. 40. I need 40 mil, right? I need 40 mil guaranteed. I don't do the back end stuff. You can pimp those other fighters on the PBC with that, but I don't do the back end stuff. And you can't count my money. You can't keep track of my money. And I don't need you investing my money for me and sending me allowances every week, every month. I got to get me, baby boy. I got to get me. So now, this is what Leonard Ellaby meant by this, right? It's about putting butts in seats. Let's move on. So now, some of you guys, and I've been guilty of this, are fact makers. And Teddy Atlas did it. You know how you want to see Canelo fight all these different people. He got to fight. He got to beat Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk. Then he got to go to cruiserweight, beat all the dudes at cruiserweight. Then he got to go to light heavyweight, fight all the dudes at light heavyweight. Then he got to go to middleweight, fight all the dudes at middleweight. And then he got to go down to the lightweight. He got to weight drain, get down to lightweight, and fight all of those guys. This is what they want. This is the fact making. Matchmaker is a fan and a matchmaker who comes together, and now the fan wants to make all these matches, and I understand that. Let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. We ain't finished. We're not finished, baby boy. We're going to have a good show today. This is a good show. Today. I can tell you that now. Now, what is the role what is the role of a manager? Let's see what the manager do, right? Your favorite fighter has a manager. I'm pretty sure he does. Your favorite fighter has matchmakers. I'm pretty sure he does. Your favorite fighter has a promoter. I'm pretty sure he does. Shout out to the queen. Shout out to the queen. Lady Shan.
Hey, okay.
Your favorite fighter has that. Contrary to popular belief, your favorite fighter has a promoter. Your favorite fighter has a matchmaker. Your favorite fighter has a manager. And your favorite fighter sits down with his team and they strategically pick out who are they going to fight next. I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't want to hear this. I know this doesn't fit your narrative. I know this doesn't fit your narrative. Oh, you trying to tell me my fighter ain't Superman like I thought he was? I know this doesn't fit your narrative. I know it doesn't. I know it hurts. It hurts. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. But I'm showing you, we pulling back the curtains in the sport of boxing. We pulling the curtains back, right? We pulling the curtains back. And we looking at it from the business aspect. I'm not asking you to look at it from a fan aspect. I'm not asking you to look at it from a aspect. I'm not asking you to look at it from a matchmaker aspect. I'm not asking you to look at it from a promoter aspect. Promoter. That's a fan and a promoter. I'm not asking you to look at it from those aspects. I'm asking you to look at it from the promoter's aspect, the manager's aspect, and the matchmaker's aspect. Put your matchmaking hat on and take your fanboy and your feelings hat off. Let's go over here. What is the role of a manager? What's the role of a manager, guys? Let's see, man. Oh, well, I know what the role. He said, what does a manager do? He said, what does a boxing manager do? What's the 4 main responsibilities? So boxing is a combat sport. That first appeared a long time ago, long time ago, right? Long time ago. Yet until now, the number of participants is still increasing every year. As a result, the demand for jobs related to the sport of boxing is also growing these days. Amongst those, a boxing manager is one of the most sought after positions. What does it say? A boxing manager is one of the most sought after positions. Why is that? Because a boxing manager is very crucial to a fighter's career. A boxing manager is very crucial to a fighter's career. What about my favorite fighter? My favorite fighter, he's Superman. My favorite fighter, he don't be cherry picking and picking fights and my fighter don't do that. He step in the ring and boom, knock him out, and he the best that ever did and he got away with it. Oh yeah?
Hey, okay.
All right, man. Whatever you say. I ain't here to convince. Listen, this one I'm not gonna do. I'm not here to change your mind. Whatever you want to believe. If you believe that Hulk Hogan, when he dropped the big leg, hit the opponents with the big boot, and then dropped the big leg across his neck. If you believe that was a really good finishing move that knocked the wrestlers out, and he got the 3 count. If that's what you want to believe, continue to believe that. If you really want to believe that when The Rock drops the rock bottom on his fighters, on the wrestlers in the ring, and that really knocked the guy out, if that's what you want to believe, continue to believe that. Continue to believe that. If you want to believe that, my fighter really is that guy, and your fighter might be that guy. But if you want to deny the role of a manager, deny the role of a matchmaker, and deny the role of a promoter to fit your narrative, guess what? I'm not here to change your mind on that. I'm just here to lay it out for you. And you listen, believe what you want to believe. But I'm just here to lay it out for you. Now, as you can see right here, right? Amongst those, a boxing manager is one of the most sought after positions in boxing, right? Hence, the question is, what does a manager do? Also appeals to most people. This article will provide information about this position along with the necessary skills of a boxing manager. Let's keep going on, guys. What does a boxing manager do? According to this article, in general, a boxing manager is responsible for various tasks, most of which includes overseeing the entire training period for a boxer. So if you have a boxer, guys, and your boxer is training, getting ready for the fight, guess what? You're a boxing manager. Most of the time, he's overseeing the entire training period for the boxer. He's planning fundamental exercises, calculating nutrition in meals. Make sure that the fighter gets the proper nutrition in his system. It might be some tea. It might be some illegal banned substance. It could be any of those things. He's trying to work on calculating the nutrition. Whatever you want to call nutrition, whatever nutrition is, right? Scaling matches and some others. In short, boxing managers do almost everything but fight. If you want to find out the specific details about their duties, move to the following section. So let's keep going, right? So the primary responsibility of a boxing manager is to supervise the training and evaluate many aspects of boxing. In detail, the boxing manager must ensure that a fighter is in optimal health and physical status before any matches. So he got to make sure that his fighter is in tip-top shape, right? To achieve that condition, the manager needs to plan for workout intensity and diet choices carefully. So the manager gonna make sure we're gonna get some good sparring partners in to come in, and they tell the sparring partner, look here, baby boy, don't go too hard on the fighter. Just give him a little work. We got this fighter we trying to prepare for. Just give him a little work, baby boy. Give him a little work. Yeah, man. Give him a little work. That's all. He says so. Furthermore, a boxer's manager is required to have a delicate selection of matches. Notice the key word, a delicate selection of matches. What the hell does he mean by delicate? Let's keep going. Instead of winning lots of fights in the first few years, he said, few years, the manager might be concerned about how much the boxer can learn from his rivals. Therefore, the boxing manager will sign up for a competition with an experienced opponent despite risking losing the match. After all, the boxer can figure out their fighting style and learn more about practical fighting techniques. Advertise the boxer's image. So you got some managers, their job is to advertise the boxer's image, right? So when you fall in love with information that you hear about a fighter, there's a PR team or somebody behind that fighter that's really, making them look good. Don King used to do. Don King used to pay journalists to write good reports about him. Don King used to go to places like ESPN and the Washington Times and, just USA Today and any of the boxing pundits. He used to spend thousands of dollars a year. Hey, man, look here, baby. Check this out, man. Look, y'all been kind of hard on the old boy, man, Don King, man. Listen, man, I'm for the people, by the people, other people, and everything that I do is for the people. So everything I do, I come from the people, I work for the people, and therefore this has to be for the people. So listen, I'm gonna give you a couple dollars. I need you to write some good articles about me, baby boy. Come on, man, let me wet your beak a little bit. Right? Also, what Don King used to do is this. When he have a fighter that he wants to lowball in boxing, when he have a fighter that he wants to justify ripping off, he'll say, hey, listen, when you sign this contract, you're going to get paid a guaranteed $3 million. Then he'll turn around and say, look here, man, the ticket sales ain't doing too good, baby. I know I told you I was going to give you $3 million when the fight was over with, but take this 2.5. We lost money on this, and we lost money on that, and yada, yada, yada. Other stuff come up. What Don King used to do, I have the receipts on that. What Don King used to do is he'll pay reporters. The fight can be doing very well. He'll pay reporters to put out information that say, hey, man, this fight ain't doing too good. This fight ain't doing too good. That's what he used to do. Don was a mother. He did Larry Holmes dirty. He did Larry Holmes dirty. Not dirty, dirty. Shout out to Don King.
Hey, okay.
One of the baddest promoters to ever do it and got away with it. The best promoter that ever did it and got away with it. True. Let's carry on though, right? So generally, right, those who want to become boxing stars all have their professional managers to promote them successfully, i.e. call Al, big fist. Al Rahman is the reason why Errol Spence can say, big fit, call Al, because his job is to promote them successfully, right? Deontay Wilder, he has the hardest hitting heavyweight in the history of boxing. Well, how do you know that? What is that based on? He would have knocked out Larry Holmes and Ali and all those guys. Well, wait a minute. There are no Larry Holmes and Ali's that he's fighting right now for you can compare that to. I mean, you can't say because he beat Malik Scott and King Kong Ortiz, the boogeyman of the division, and Arthur Spilkers and stuff. If he knocked out a bunch of those guys, you can't say he's the hardest hitting heavyweight in the history of boxing because he's fought those guys. But don't worry about that. Just take what we say and run with it. The PBC did a really good job in selling that. Tyson Fury is another guy. He's a hell of a salesman in the sport of boxing. I'm fighting Deontay Wilder, that big dawser. I can knock him out. I can beat him with one hand tied behind my back. There's no other heavyweight in the world that can take that punch but me. If he would have fought anyone else, he would have knocked everybody out. Why are you saying that, Tyson? Because I got to make Deontay Wilder look so good that when I beat him, it makes me look better. Okay? It worked too. It worked. It worked to perfection. So another responsibility of a boxing manager is the job related to the media and word of mouth. Thus, a boxing manager must be careful in a marketing campaign. And it says a boxing manager must be careful in marketing campaign management and create a popular image of the boxer. So your fighter that you love so much, the manager did a really good job, and that's probably why you love him so much. You might love him because he's from Mexico. You might love him because he's black. You might love him because he's from the UK. You might love him because he's your fellow countryman. You might love him for a many variety of different things. But the manager's job is to sell the image of the fighter. The matchmaker's job is to get with the promoter and the manager, and we're going to put together some really good fights for you. They're going to look competitive. We're going to promote the fight, sell the fight, make everybody think that this is that, and this is that. And then when you knock them out, we're going to promote the hell out of it and let everybody know you're a knockout artist. Yay! You see what my fighter did? Yay, we already know what it is. Well, bro, let me tell you something, boy. This is some WWF shit going on right now. Hurt my heart, hurt me to my heart. Let's keep going though, right? As a boxing manager, one should maintain a substantial booking seat from promoters in every single match. Moreover, their marketing campaign might entice fans and non-fans to help the boxer gain a better reputation. Wait a minute, man. Oh, y'all don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. He just gave you the game, baby. He just gave you the game just then. The more famous the fighter is on the media, aka now social media, I got more Twitter followers than you. Oh, look, I just took a selfie. Oh, look at the selfie. Look at the selfie. It's rumored that Ryan Garcia, you know that I call Ryan Garcia an Instagram model. It's rumored that Ryan Garcia broke his hand taking a selfie on Instagram. And allegedly, Ryan Garcia broke his hand taking a selfie on Instagram, but the official report was he broke his hand in sparring. The Instagram model, Ryan Garcia, right? The more famous the fighter is on the media, social media, and on the media, the more payments the promoter will pay to have boxers fight at their location. Let's hear this one more time. Moreover, their marketing campaign might entice fans on YouTube and non-fans to YouTube channels to help the boxer gain a better reputation. So when you see people on YouTube arguing about this fighter, arguing about that fighter, when you see YouTube channels talking about, oh man, you know what, man, this dude here is undisputed, or this guy's over here is that, and this guy's ducking, and this dude is this, and wait a minute, you know, this guy here, Anthony Joshua is soft, and we don't like Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury is a cheater, and the Twerkinator, and this and that, and yada yada yada. When you hear all of that stuff right there, right, guess what, guys? You have been officially manipulated by the boxing manager and the promoter, and you don't even realize it. We have been officially manipulated, and we don't even realize it. This is how they manipulate us. Check this out, guys. It said, essentially, if a boxer can do marketing well, the boxer might get more offers for matches. So as a representative for the client, a manager will be able to negotiate payment prices with promoters. This discussion process can take weeks or months, depending on the fame level of the boxer. So if you're a big fish or a killer whale like a Canelo Alvarez is a walking economy. Anthony Joshua is a walking economy. How do I know? The numbers don't lie, and I got the receipts on those numbers, and I'm gonna do a whole show on that. I'm finna show you guys how we been manipulated as fans. I'm finna show you how they manipulate us, how YouTube channels manipulate us, because YouTube channels are a part of what? The media. How fans and fanboys, listen, this is, all of us are being played, guys. This is the game, right? This is the game. So anyways, right? So as a representative for the client, a manager will be able to negotiate payment prices with promoters. This discussion process can take weeks or months, right? A competent boxing manager will persuade promoters to happily agree to a high payment without alienating them or gaining a negative reputation for the client. So guess what? Guess who negotiated the payment for Canelo Alvarez to get $40 million guaranteed from Al Heyman? Eddie Reynoso. Who is Canelo Alvarez's manager? Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso did a real good job. He went to the bank. He went to Al Heyman, and Al Heyman went to his hedge fund, the people who got invested in him, and he said, "Look here, man, check this out, baby boy. If you want Canelo Alvarez to fight exclusively on PPV on the PBC protection witness protection program, you're gonna have to give us 40 million guaranteed plus Mexican Spanish television rights plus back end money." Okay, okay, Canelo, I do that. I do that for you, Big Nello. Big Nello, I do that for you. Even though I normally don't pay people like that with the PBC, I normally give them $2-3 million and then tell them they got to get the rest on the back end. But because you Big Nello, I ain't got no choice but to give you that deal. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Now, Eddie Reynoso did a real good job for Canelo. Now, and Bo Mack is doing a really good job for Crawford as well, contrary to popular belief. Now, some might think that that a manager has more free time when their boxers are seasoned. Yet, on the contrary, the boxing manager must cover many irregular tasks and be more cautious when making a decision. In addition, a manager is also in charge of dealing with the outcome of the match. Let's stop right there. In addition, the manager is also in charge of dealing with the outcome of a match. How in the hell is a manager in charge of dealing with the outcome of a match when the manager is not in the ring taking punches or throwing punches or fighting? Explain that to me, guys. How is a manager is in charge of the outcome of a fight? Let's keep going, guys. It says that in order to maintain a good reputation for the boxer, the manager should control the media narrative in ways that benefit the fighter. Therefore, the boxer needs to find the right manager and put complete trust in him, even when it comes to their money, their image, and even their career potential. Let's stop right there, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, Becky, look at her butt. Oh, look at Becky. Becky, look at her butt. What are they saying right here, guys? In addition, a manager is also in charge of dealing with the outcome of the match. In order to maintain a good reputation for the boxer, the manager should control the media narrative. So when you see Bill Haney going out on the Chitlin circuit to all the Alphabet Boy channels, talking to all of the Alphabet Boy channels, well, you know, my son Devin Haney is this, and Jojo Diaz is ducking, and this guy's ducking my son, and he got the real belt, and this and that. Bill Haney is trying to maintain a good reputation, and he's trying to control the media narrative. When you hear Teofimo Sr. over there on the other channels, oh, you know, my son undisputed. They mad at my son. They hating on my son. And they this and they that. My son is the greatest boxer ever lived. My son would have whooped Ali. He would have whooped King Kong. He'll beat Vegeta. He'll beat Goku. He'll do this and that and this. And everybody hating on my son. He's trying to control the media narrative. When you go to these Alphabet Boy channels and they talk about this guy's ducking that guy and that guy's ducking that guy, and everything is slanted towards pro-PBC narratives, you know, the pro-PBC fighters, guess what? They are trying to control the narrative. That's what it is. You know me. What did I say about my stuff? I said I am a narrative debunking channel. That's what I do. I blow them narratives up, boy. I blow them up. Car ain't got no roof. Car ain't got no roof over here, boy. I blow them narratives up. This is why you ain't gonna never see. I'm not gonna do no D-riding for no interviews for nobody. I ain't trying to be down with no fighters' daddies. I ain't trying to cap for no fighters' daddies. I ain't trying to be down with this guy. I ain't trying to be down with this crew, that clique. I ain't trying to be down with these shells. I'm good over here, homie. I'm good. I know the game. I know what's going on. I just don't feel like playing it. Car ain't got no roof. Not over here. Let's see. Necessary skills to become a good boxing manager: good knowledge of boxing, interpersonal skills, business skills, and basic legal skills. The conclusion: to sum up, the final answer to what does a boxing manager do is to supervise the training process, make sure that the payment is fair, and to take care of the boxer's image on social media. In short, a boxing manager does everything to keep the fighter focused on practicing and fighting. That is the reason why that is the reason why this job position is essential for every boxer if they desire to compete in professional matches. Shout out to the Queen Bless 365.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
The Queen Bless 365 say, Coach, you're up there sounding like the dude in Barbershop Coming to America. Sugar Ray Robinson is the greatest fighter to ever live. You lying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sweets, I was met Martin Luther King. Man, you lying, man. You ain't never met Martin Luther King. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, man. Coming to America is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, man. I know this hurting some feelings right now. But dog, I'm not here to change your mind, baby. Whatever you want to believe. Yes, when I was a little kid, I believe, and I used to watch Kung Fu Theater. I thought that the old wise men and the blind old man, I thought he was really beating these dudes. Hit, hat, shit, hit, they fight 30 minutes. I really believe this stuff. I really believe that when I saw Dusty Rhodes coming across with the bionic elbow, boom, he was knocking people out. I really believe that when Stone Cold Steve Austin, he put the stunner on people, that they was really getting knocked out. I didn't believe that then. I knew by then wrestling was fake. But I really wanted to believe a lot of this stuff. I wanted to believe that, Hulk Hogan, he picked Andre the Giant up and he slammed him. And the Ultimate Warrior, when he shook the ropes, he got energy from everywhere. I wanted to believe what Hulk Hogan told me: say your prayers, take your vitamins. And I ate my vitamins, that I was getting strong and getting muscles. I was eating Flintstone vitamins. I was popping them Flintstone vitamins like candy. I wanted to believe that it was real. I didn't know that they was rehearsing this stuff before they went into the ring. I didn't know this. I didn't know that the referee was the main guy, was the orchestrator. I didn't know that the announcers, their job was to sensationalize what we were seeing in order to convince the television, the watching people on television, that this fight, what we see and what we are seeing is really happening. Their job was to sensationalize it. It's the same thing going on in boxing. Hold on, I ain't finished though. I'm not finished. Car ain't got no roof. Let's go on over here, guys. What do promoters do? What do promoters do? What do promoters do, guys? A lot of us we managers, we promoters, we fact makers. Us fans, we want to be the matchmaker, we want to be the promoter, and we want to be the manager. And us fans, we got all the answers, and we know every goddamn thing, only to find out that we don't know a goddamn thing. Check it out. This is the promoter. You see right here, only in America, Don King got the big Kool-Aid smile on with the cross around his neck, and he got Evander the Real Deal Holyfield holding his arm up, and he got Michael Moore right here holding his arm up. Don King is promoting both of them. In 1999, Sporting News listed boxing promoter Don King in its list of 100 most powerful people in the sport for the 20th century. At number 49, King is described as the dominant boxing promoter for the past 20 years. So in 1999, from 1979 to 1999, King, they promoted that, they said in this article that he was the dominant promoter for the past 20 years, who has fashioned the sport of boxing into his own game, using bluster and swagger and acute business sense to create an empire. This is what this article says, and this article was written by a woman by the name of Julia Layton. Pretty good article. I've seen like 7, 8 articles. This is the one that I settled on. The promoter, he said that a promoter could be one of the most important figures in sports history, gives us a clue to the nature of the position. It has power. The difference between a skilled boxer who you've never heard of and a skilled boxer named Muhammad Ali is often a really good promoter. Let's keep going, guys. A promoter is not a manager. We know what a manager is. There's a huge difference between the two. The manager's job is to look out for the best interest of the boxer. The promoter's job is to look out for the best interest of the promoter. So when you have a promoter that's also a manager, it's a conflict of interest because he's double dipping. When you have a financial advisor who is also a manager, he's looking out for both interests. He's looking out for his manager's cut, and he's looking out for his advisor's cut. I am advising you to put your money over here in my bank account. And what I'm going to do, baby boy, I am going to invest your money, and I'm going to give you an allowance every month. Don't worry about it, baby boy. Do you trust me, baby boy? Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Baby boy, check this out. Do you trust me, baby boy? I got you. Let me get your money. I'm going to invest it in some Bitcoins and mutual funds and stuff like that. And I'm going to give you an allowance every month, baby boy. Now, when you retire, you ain't going to be like them broke fighters who retired and lost all their money. When you retire, you're going to have plenty of money. Just don't check the books. Don't audit the financial records. Don't do that now. Just take my word for it. Just take my word for it. Because you got plenty of money. Just take my word for it. Oh, boy. Y'all gonna learn today. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. This is what the promoter does, right? Let's keep going, though. A promoter is not a manager, right? We read that, right? The promoter's job is to look out for the promoter's interests. Sometimes those interests align with the boxer's interests, but more often they do not. It says sometimes the interest of the promoter lines up with the boxer's interest. But more than often, meaning most of the time, the promoter's interests and boxer's interests go from left to right. The promoter's over here, the boxer's over there. That's why you hear of so many boxers ended up broke despite being in the ring. There's a bunch of boxers who you looked up to, Hall of Fame fighters that who people my age looked up to, they are broke, and so a lot of them died broke. The less money a boxers make for fighting, the more money the promoter gets paid for promoting the fight. Let's stop right there. So this is why over there in the PBC, look here, baby boy, check this out. What we gonna do now? I ain't gonna give you a whole lot of money on the front end. I'm gonna give you a little bit on the back end, right? Take this milli, I'm gonna give you a mil, half a mil, you know what I mean? Now, this is what we're gonna need now, baby boy. We're gonna need you to do about 300, 400, 500 pay-per-view buys, right? But don't worry about it. You're a pay-per-view star. You are a star. Leonard Smelby, you are a star. You put butts in seats. You a star. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry about that, baby boy. You're a star. So I'm going to give you this meal up front, right? And then you're going to get about 3-4 million on the back end because we know you're going to do the numbers. And then when the numbers come out, oh, man, listen, check this out, baby boy. I know I told you was going to get the rest of that money on the back end, right? But see, what had happened was, what it is. Baby boy, we didn't get the numbers didn't turn out exactly the way we thought it was going to turn out. But don't worry about it. You got the meal on the front, on the low. I'm going to try to make it up to you on the back end on the next fight. But we got to try to do better numbers next time. But you're still a pay-per-view star. Let's keep going. Now, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Now, it says that's why you have so many boxers ending up broke despite the success in the ring. The less money that the boxers make for fighting, the more money that the promoter gets paid for promoting the fight. Sound crazy, don't it? It's a lot like a setup that puts musicians and their labels at financial odds. Let's keep going. A boxing promoter is in charge of setting up and paying for everything involved in a boxing match and making sure that all legal requirements are met at every step along the way. The promoter assumes all financial risk associated with the event, whether that means the promoter is paying for the event himself or if he is securing a number of secondary investors to guarantee the costs are met. Eddie Hearn, he went to Saudi Arabia. He found Saudis to put money up to pay Anthony Joshua $85 million for one fight. And Anthony Joshua is the highest paid fighter in boxing right now. Man got paid $85 million to fight Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia. So Eddie Hearn did his job. Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua's management company, their job, what he did was Eddie Hearn went over there and he found some secondary set of investors, the Saudis, to put this money up. Eddie Reynoso, he went to Al Heyman. Look here, Al, I need $40 million guaranteed plus back end money. Eddie Reynoso did a good job on that, right? Because Canelo don't really have a promoter. He fights on a fight by fight basis with Eddie Hearns or something like that, sort, right? This is why he can do whatever the hell he want to do, right? So this is what it is, right? And when we talk about costs, we're talking about every single thing involved in a fighting event, from the plastic cups, the beer is served in, to the chairs that the people sit on, right, in the fight. He say to each corner ring of itself. So each chair that everybody in the corner, when the fighter go back to the corner, they sit down in their chair. The promoter is responsible for all of that, paying for all of that. It says the round girl numbers. Remember them fine ass women they see in the ring with the card. The promoter paid for them. That's the promoter. The promoter paid to have them beautiful women up there, right? The referee works for the promoter. The referee, dog. The promoter job is to pay the referee, right? The ticket sales, advertising, licensing, and making sure the scales used for the weigh-in are properly calibrated. This is what the promoter's job is, dog. This is what he does. A big-time promoter like a Don King, or a big-time financial advisor like an Al Heyman, or a big-time promoter like a Bob M. A big-time promoter will often contract out a lot of these details, to have other people do it, right? While a small-time promoter is probably standing in line at the state of boxing commission's office to obtain the necessary licenses for a fight and is measuring the ring dimensions himself. He's doing all this stuff himself to make sure that it's up to code. But either way, the promoter is ultimately responsible for anything that doesn't meet legal requirements, or if something goes wrong and the ambulance isn't waiting right outside the venue with exactly 2 qualified paramedics. This is why, you know, when you see a fighter get knocked out in the ring, you know, they take him to the ambulance, and the ambulance is right there. They check him out, and they'll take him to the hospital, you know, for observation. When Wilder got knocked out, he had to go to the hospital. I think when Caleb Plant got knocked out, he had to go to the hospital, and so on and so on and so on. This is what happens, right? They say the fact that the promoter is assuming all of the financial risk in setting up a fight means that he or she is logically expects to get a huge chunk of the profits brought in by that fight. I'm not making any money off Terrence Crawford. I could have built a mansion in Beverly Hills with the money I'm spending on Crawford. Crawford made a lot of money with Bob Arum now. Bob paid him. But he's complaining and talking shit, and we know that. And I told you guys about 5-6 months ago that Terrence Crawford was leaving because I had the primary source of information on that. And Teddy Atlas dropped the video, and Lady Sharon dropped the video confirming that as well. But that's neither here nor there. The promoter and the boxer's manager negotiate the boxer's purse for the fight. How much money the boxer takes home for stepping in the ring, the boxer's respective purses are a cost involved in setting up the fight. Just like supplying an ambulance and food vendors are costs. So guess what? A lot of that stuff the fighter he's paying for. This is what they're saying. The larger a boxer's purse is, the smaller the profit the promoter takes home. So when you pay Canelo $40 million guaranteed, and you got to pay Caleb Plant $10 million, that's a lot of money that these 2 fighters are making. The promoter, that shrinks his pride. So this is why Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather, they're like, man, I ain't finna be paying these fighters all this money. I ain't finna be sitting back and pay no Tank Davis no $5-10 million for no fight. What I'm gonna do? We gonna give him $1 million on the low. He take this meal, baby boy. We're gonna take this meal, and we're gonna get this other guy $500,000. So now we paying the fighters $1.5 million, and we're gonna tell them, look here, man, we're gonna give you your back end money on the pay-per-view sales. Now, pay-per-view sales work like this. After the promoter and the networks get their money, because they got to collect their money first, right? They got to collect their money first. And they got to collect their money with their profit from the pay-per-view sales and the live gates. If they don't recoup their money, guess what? That fighter don't get nothing on the back end if they don't recoup their money. They're not in the business to just give money away, right? If they recoup their money, what they profit, whatever's left over, the fighters will get a percentage of whatever's left over. So when you hear Tank Davis did 215,000 pay-per-view buys, yeah, he getting 60% of the pay-per-view. It doesn't mean that he's getting 60% of 215,000 pay-per-view buys. If you believe that, slap yourself. If you believe that. Anyways, let's keep going, right? So now, let's keep going, right? So the promoter's financial interests are best served by minimizing the boxer's purse as much as possible. This is why Al Heyman, he's not a promoter, but he's an advisor, they pay PBC fighters $2-3 million, $2.5 million. They pay them fighters on the low end because it's in the promoters or financial advisors' financial interests are best served by minimizing the boxer's purse as much as possible. The guaranteed purse. Now, whatever they get on the back end, that's fine. But the guaranteed purse, we have to minimize it as much as possible. And an unscrupulous promoter would take advantage of a young, hungry boxer who just want to get in the ring and show what he can do. Let's look at this again because I talked about this before. It says that a promoter, an unscrupulous promoter, like a Don King, like some advisors, like allegedly, some of these promoters that's on the scene today, allegedly, got to say that with quotations, allegedly, some of these guys are unscrupulous promoters and financial advisors, and their job is they would take advantage of a young, hungry, not hungry, hungry, Hongry, hungry, a young, hungry boxer who just want to get in the ring and show what he can do. Oh, I got him. He don't know. He gonna get in the ring, show what he can do. Oh, don't worry about it, baby boy. We gonna take care of everything for you. It's up to the manager to make sure that the boxer gets his fair chunk of the pie. The promoter has no duty whatsoever to be fair to the boxer. Let's stop right there. The promoter has no duty whatsoever to be fair to the boxer. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. He say, but while a promoter is going to do everything in his or her power to minimize the cost, the interests of a boxer and promoter do align in a general way, in that both men benefit from a well-publicized fight. So the manager's going to do a publicity campaign and stuff like that. They're going to try to make it do what it do to hype it up, get other YouTube channels and other media outlets to talk good about their fighters and promote different narratives and stuff like that. And that's what they do, right? The biggest skill involved in being a great promoter is being a great promoter. Don King was the best that I've seen do it and get away with it. Knowing how to market and advertise a fight so that it appeals to the broadest possible demographic. So we need to promote this fight so that it appeals to the casuals. We need to tell people that Jake Paul is the next thing coming. And, Jake Paul comes in off of social media fame and he's able to, pay fighters on his fight card more money than what the promoters are paying the fighters. Professional fighters make more money on a Jake Paul card than they do under a regular promotional company card. And he's not even a professional. He's not really even a fighter, a promoter like that. That's something else. I found that very interesting. It's knowing how to get the most paying customers, like me and you, to want to see the fight. The promoter job is to sell the fight, to get me and you to believe, oh, this is going to be the one that beat Canelo. Oh, this is going to be the one that beat Floyd. Oh, this is going to be the one that beat Tank. Oh, this is going to be the one that beat Wilder. Oh, this is going to be the one that beat Fury. Oh, this is going to be the one that beat Joshua. That's their job. And as long as I can get you to believe that this is going to be the one, you're going to pay for it. In this day and age, that usually means knowing the ins and outs of the pay-per-view system and getting all sorts of people, not just boxing fans, to pay a lot of money to get the fight on their home TV. For the promoter, a well-publicized, expertly marketed fight means profit. So if I can get all of the Alphabet Boy channels and I can get New Media Today USA Boxing and I can get on the Chitlin circuit and I can go talk about my son this and my son that, and I'm big fish, call Al, cap, I'm that. If I can say all of that if I can say to this day, Bomb Squad, if I can do whatever I got to do to create hype and excitement for the fight, if I can do that, you see what I'm saying? That means that it means the most profit for the promoter. For a skilled boxer, it means going from boxer marquee potential to a marquee boxer. So that means if you're a guy fighting on somebody else's undercard, you want to be able to headline your own fight one day. And marquee boxers can negotiate huge purses. We saw that with Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua. Canelo Alvarez and Anthony Joshua are the two highest paid boxers in boxing, period. There's no debate about that. Nobody makes more money than these two guys, right? And I guess what? I got receipts on top of receipts on top of receipts on that. Bust your ass on that if anybody try to debate that, right? I don't shot videos about it, but that's neither here nor there. Let's keep going. So a marquee boxer can negotiate huge purses. In the end, a boxer is best served when he signs on to a skilled promoter and sends in a loyal, dedicated manager to do the financial negotiations for the boxer, right? So this is what we ain't got to keep going through all this shit, right? So you know what a promoter is. The promoter does not serve the best interest of the fighter. The promoter does not serve the best interest of the fighter. So what does this have to do with is Jaime Munguia he's ranked number 1 by the WBO and WBA and will Jermall Charlo and Boo Boo Andrade fight? What does that have to do with that? Everything. Because when you sit back and tell me that, Andrade is ducking this dude and he's ducking Munguia and he's the star, he's the one that's ready, he's the next in line and they don't want to fight him, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work the way us fans think that it works. So when you hear, channels and in the media and stuff like that, they say that this guy's ducking and this guy's doing this and doing that. This is more than likely opposition research. The opposition is putting information out there to create a narrative to try to make their fighter look good and stuff like that in order to create a certain narrative to make another fighter look bad in a negative light. It all serves a purpose, though. It's all staged. Don King was a master at it. He did it to Larry Holmes a lot. I got receipts on that, right? Now, this is the home stretch, guys. This is the home stretch. What do we got here? I have something here called the economic breakdown of a boxing purse and who gets what. Oh, my God. You want to look at this? Do you guys know anything about the economic breakdown of a boxing purse? How much a fighter gets paid? Who gets what? You're going to find out that you don't know nothing about the sport of boxing. Because I didn't know what I thought I knew.
True, true, true.
I did not know what I thought I knew. I mean, I know better. I've been knowing better for a while now since I've been doing this content creation. And I don't push narratives. I just like to blow the narrative up, expose it, lay it out there, and let you guys decide, come to your own conclusion. My job is not to change anyone's mind. To my moderators, if you want to, y'all do what y'all want to do. If you got any trolls in the building and they being racist and attacking women and they spamming the chat, do what you got to do. I ain't tripping. You know me, I don't block nobody, but, you know, the moderators, you know, it is what it is. Let's keep going, though. The economic breakdown of a boxing purse, who gets what? Beautiful. This is a beautiful article. Beautiful article. It's uneven, unfair. Hold on. It's uneven, it's unfair. It's uneven, unfair, and for most fighters, very uncertain. Oh, let's blow this up. Let's blow this up. Let's blow this up. Because I want y'all to see this. Oh, I want you to see this. Because a lot of you fanagers out there, you fanagers and promoters and professional fact makers, you know, a lot of times us, I include myself in that. I just do that anyways, because I don't want nobody thinking I'm picking on anybody. But this is for anyone who fits this. If you fit this, if this the shoe that you fit because you believe in protecting your favorite fighter and you want to believe this narrative that you've been convinced, you don't even know how you've been manipulated in this whole process. This shit is WWE. This shit is Kung Fu Theater. Huh, 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 hit, hoo, ha, hit, ha, hit. That's what it is. Finish. I'm trying to show you something, right? So, there are $100,000 purses, also known as handbags, and then there are boxing purses. In the case of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight, this purse was reportedly worth up to $500 million, $500 million. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, because we're gonna educate you guys on this today, because no one is ducking anybody. You know, Jermall Charlo ain't ducking Munguia. Boo Andrade is not ducking Munguia. Oscar De La Hoya is matchmaking him very well. He probably know, listen, man, I don't want to put him over there with them guys, because them guys may be a little bit more experienced and we may lose. So I don't know. So Munguia is being, his career is being strategically choreographed. Like a lot of fighters' careers are being strategically choreographed. This is what they accuse Floyd Mayweather of doing. This is what they're accusing Canelo of doing right now. This is what I accuse of what Jermall Charlo's handlers of doing. I know what's going on. Their careers are being strategically choreographed. So I'm showing you who's doing the choreography, why the choreography is going on, and what purpose does the choreography, what purpose does it make as it relates to the fighter and the promoter? And how me and you as fans get duped every time and we don't even realize it. Let's keep going, right? In case you're unaware, a purse is just another name for prize money. That's why Floyd Mayweather say, I'm a prize fighter. I fight for money. I don't fight for belts. I don't fight for trophies. I can't take care of my kids off legacy, off belts. You know what I mean? As per told, very old ESPN blog post, the term purse sorry about that, guys. The term purse may stem from the literal oldie times drawstring purses that were hung on the stakes planted in the ground to hold up the ropes. Also referred to as a ring. Are you confused yet? Sweet. Let's get started with the FAQ. Where do hundreds of millions of dollars for a fight purse come from in the first place? Let's stop right there. In order for Al Heyman, the PBC, to pay Canelo Alvarez $40 million guaranteed, in order for Al Heyman to pay Caleb Plant $10 million guaranteed, allegedly, I got to say allegedly because I don't know if it's true or not, in order for the Saudis in Saudi Arabia to pay Anthony Joshua $85 million to fight Tugboat Andy Ruiz, that money has to come from somewhere. Where does it come from? Let's keep going, guys. According to a report by CNBC, nearly 70% of the money in the case of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight came from the fans shelling out for a pay-per-view of the bouts. Pay-per-view purchases will account for the biggest piece of estimated sales reported by CNBC. They did the research on this, right? Now, you might not agree with it as a fanager. It doesn't matter. This is what it is. With a suggested price of about $90 and the potential for a $3 million or more pay-per-view buys, pay-per-view could generate $300 million. Based on a different report by the New York Times, so they did a different report, ticket sales make up another $70 million with international broadcasts rounding out the rest of the purse. So the money comes from pay-per-view sales, the money comes from ticket sales at the gate, the live gate, and the money comes from international broadcasts. So you got it. So you got it. Money comes from where, guys? Money comes from pay-per-view. Money comes from where, guys? Live gate purses. Money comes from where, guys? The money comes from international TV, international TV broadcast. So you got it. All you fanagers out there, the money come from three places. You got it, right? Let's keep going. This for the fanagers out there. Based on a different report, New York Times, they did that, right? So that's a shift. He said that's a ton of money. Who gets to keep what? So don't you want to know who get to keep what when the money get paid? Don't you? I know y'all want to know who get to make what kind of money, right? My fighter, he made this, he made that. That's my fighter got paid, and your fighter ain't making no money. He broke. He doing this, he doing that. All the managers and the media and the alphabet boys and all the different YouTube channels and the media outlets. Oh, they do a good job. They do a good job. They do a good job. Got everybody fighting about nothing. Let's keep going though. William Trillo, co-founder of acclaimed boxing blog Pound for Pound, tells me that the purse is split between two. That the purse is split between two fighters, but the fighter with the biggest draw gets a bigger piece of the pie. This is why Canelo Alvarez got more money than Caleb Plant. This is why Floyd Mayweather got more money than Manny Pacquiao. It says the fighter with the biggest draw gets the bigger piece of the pie. Let's keep going on, guys. In 2017, Canelo versus Gennady Golovkin fight, it was a 55-45 split because Canelo has the bigger fan base, says Trillo, right? To that end, in the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, the split was 60-40, with Mayweather taking home 60% of the total fight purse, right? The split between both fighters is decided after the purse bid, an initial step in arranging a fight, when the managers of both fighters, in this case, Floyd had Al Heyman as his manager. Call Al, right? And Manny Pacquiao, I think he had, I don't know who his manager was, but I know he had Bob Arum at the time, right? When the managers of both fighters negotiate how much each fighter is going to get paid. So they have a meeting and they negotiate how much money each fighter is going to get paid, right? So does each fighter then get to take home his entire percentage of the split? Some of you guys sit back and say, well, Floyd took home this, he took home that. A lot of you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, well, Canelo got paid this. He took this home. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, shit, well, it goes only one Tyson Fury. He got paid $500 million. And I know this for a fact. No, sir, he didn't. Let's keep going. So does each fighter then get to take home his entire percentage of the split? Bless you. But he said, bless you, my dear, sweet, innocent child. Oh, my dear, sweet, innocent fanagers out there, fanboys of particular fighters. Bless you. I know you don't know no better. So let me educate you a little bit right now. He says, so does each fighter take home the entire percentage of the split? No, it's not even close. In fact, it could be argued that the U.S. government is the biggest winner of a boxing match. Why do you say that, man? The good news for Mayweather and Pacquiao is that there is no income tax in the state of Nevada. The bad news is that the federal income tax rate will be 39.6%, meaning 40%, meaning 40% if you round it up to 0.4 percentage points of the prize winning. So let's say Floyd Mayweather, he made $100 million, right? Guess what? Out of that $100 million, $40 million goes to the IRS. If Floyd Mayweather my fighter made $200 million. He made $100 million. Boy, he balling, he did this, he did that. Guess what? Out of that $100 million, $40 million go to the IRS. Let's keep going though. That's with any fighter, right? That's with any fighter. This is why fighters like to fight in Vegas. This is why fighters like to fight in Vegas. They like to fight in states that do not have a state income tax. Florida doesn't have a state income tax. Vegas, they don't like to fight in California and New York and stuff like that. You get hit in the head. So 60% of 500 million, 60% of 500 million, right? Minus another 40% in taxes after that, that's still $180 million. Which doesn't sound like such a bad, like a bad payday, right? Wait a minute. Tank, I know I told you we were gonna get paid $1 million. I know, but 40% of that gotta go to the IRS, so that leaves you 600,000. And me and Leonard gotta get our cut because we the promoters. And then you do have a manager, he gotta get paid his money. So once you clear everything, you might walk away with like $300,000. But wait a minute, man, I got paid $1 million. Yeah, you got paid $1 million, but you're only gonna break home about 300,000. This is how it works, right? But the fun doesn't stop there. If the guy has a manager or an advisor, call Al, big Ben. My financial advisor got to get paid. That guy will make about 20 to 25% of what the fighter makes from the fight. So the financial advisor or the manager is going to get 20 to 25% of that cheese, that Fetty Wap, that paper, that scratch, that Skrilla, that dinero. The promoter will make another 20 to 25%. So shit, if you got a promoter, the promoter gonna get 20 to 25%, and the manager or advisor gonna get 20 to 25%. So that's 50% right there. So let me get this straight. The IRS don't took 40%, and the manager and promoter gonna take another 25% apiece. That's 90%. And more than likely, they're gonna take that of the gross. They want the promoter and the manager. The promoter and the advisor probably gonna want 25% of what you gross, not your net. So check this out. The promoter will make another 20 to 25% off of the fighter side of the purse. Boom, another half is gone, right? Of course, that doesn't even include how much you got to pay the trainers, who is likely to get about 15% of the fighter's purse. The cut men got to get paid. The guys who help seal the cuts on the boxer's face, who are going to get a flat fee, they're going to get a flat fee. And somewhere along the lines of 2%, it's somewhere along the lines of 2%, right? Also factor in 6 to 8 weeks of training camp. You got to pay your sparring partners. The daily rate of 2 sparring partners, food, travel, hotel costs, and tickets for family members, which are usually paid by the fighter. Yikes. But these guys are still going to take home several millions of dollars. Well, yes. Now, if you're a if you're a killer whale like Anthony Joshua or a Canelo Alvarez, those guys are getting big money, huge money. Those guys are. But too much is given, much is going to be taken as well, right? Well, yes, but that's only true when we're talking about major fighters whose boxing matches appear on HBO and on pay-per-view. Canelo Alvarez, Anthony Joshua, stuff like that. And, to some degree, Wilder and Fury, even though they, the networks lost money on them, but to some degree, we'll say those as well, right? This guy here says, I've seen fighters get handed a check after a fight that's relatively big. And they look like a kid expecting a big, giant toy under the Christmas tree, right? And instead, they get a lump of coal. To Trillo point, he said, while singular fighters like Mayweather, Canelo, and Pacquiao make hundreds of millions of dollars a year, the average salary of a professional boxer is what? $35,584. Let's stop right there. The average purse for a fighter that's not Mayweather, Canelo, Manny Pacquiao, we'll throw Anthony Joshua in there. If you're not one of the big top fighters, and guess what? The average purse of your fighter is $35,584 per year, in a range that runs from $22,000 at the low end and $37,000 at the high end. I've seen a fighter's mom or girlfriend sewing a vendor patch on a fighter's shorts just before a fight to make an extra $50. Furthermore, while contract negotiations for the top boxers make sure every expense and percentage of the purse is accounted for, Trillo says that in a lot of cases, for lower level professional boxers, the contract doesn't stipulate which chunk of cash the manager's, trainers, or promoter's percentage is going to be pulled from. If a fighter's purse is $1 million, his trainer is going to make 15%. 15% of what, though? The net or the gross? Now, if the fighter's supposedly pay 15% of $1 million, or 15% of what he actually making, meaning what he's bringing home. According to Trillo, that's just an example of the sort of thing that isn't always clear in a lower level fighter contract. And it is prime example of how they get hoes, meaning pimp, treated any kind of way. He said, this is why success stories like Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and MMA fighter Conor McGregor, and we're going to throw Anthony Joshua in there, are exceptions to the purse rule, because these guys are the cash cows, and they are walking economies, and they bring a lot of money to the particular sport. I got the receipts to back that up. Most fighters, according to Trillo, barely make enough money to live and certainly won't be buying their girlfriends that expensive purse anytime soon. That's it for this right here. He said, Coach, these percentages ain't standard. High-end fighters pay flat fees to trainers. Yeah, I know all of that. I know all of that. That's what they're talking about. The high-end fighters like Canelos and the Joshuas, you know, they have a little bit more wiggle room. But there's not. It ain't like it's a whole bunch of Canelos walking around in boxing. It ain't like it's a whole bunch of Anthony Joshuas walking around in boxing. So as I said before, we show, you know, promoters and managers, you know, they're going to do what's in the best interest of them in order for them to make money. They don't give a damn about what a manager says. They care nothing about what a YouTube channel says. They care nothing about what a particular fighter says. So you don't get the fights that you want because, you know, hey man, you know, we got to strategically choreograph this career right here, man. You know why? You know, this fight ain't ready yet. We got to let it marinate a little bit more. What we gonna do? Let's put this guy over here. Put this guy over here. Match him up real good. See how that work out. I broke down to you what a matchmaker does. Broke down to you what a manager is. And we just broke down to you what a promoter's job is. And I broke down to you how the fight purses are split. Learn something today, huh? And also, you know, when they be doing that matchmaking, you know, and the referee, he works for the promoter as well, you know, so sometimes people question, God damn, this dude got dropped. The referee just automatically waved the fight off. Why did he do that? Why, you know, when you never thought who the referee worked for, huh? Why he just did that? I don't see some referees when they fight, a fighter get knocked down, they allow him he got knocked down a couple of times. They allow him to get back up, he recovered, and he ended up stopping the guy who knocked him down twice. Hey, you watching WWE, man. You watching WWE in flesh, man. Listen, a lot of these fighters ain't making what you think they making, dog. If your name ain't Canelo, Anthony Joshua, some of these top, it ain't but Canelo and Anthony Joshua, dog. Them the two top guys. And you know, Wilder, he doing his thing. Fury did his thing. And then you got, you know, Mayweather ain't here anymore. Pacquiao, he's gone now. You know, you got Canelo, you know, and then there's everybody else. This is why everybody wants to fight Canelo. So if Jermall Charlo don't fight Munguia, it ain't because he ducking him. He want the payday for real. This is why Canelo say, payday, payday. I know you want payday. This is why Boo Andrade pulled up on Canelo Alvarez at his press conference. He want the payday. Because these fighters ain't making the kind of money that you think that they making. They ain't making the kind of money that you think that they making. So when you're gonna tell me, big fan, call out. You know, I know better. I know better. I'm like, but damn, you big fish? What the hell is Canelo? Well, you big fish? What the hell is Joshua? I got plenty of money. I look at my ice. I'm iced out. I'm blinging. I got a Maserati. I got suicide doors on my Lambo. Yeah. Sir, is that stuff paid for? Or you making car payments? Better yet, that house you living in, is that in your name or was that in your financial advisor's name? Who controlling your money, brother? My financial advisor, he got money invested in Bitcoin and we got, you know, he handling all of that. He's handling all of that there. I ain't got time to be worried about that math stuff. I got some good people in my corner. You won't find out how good that is after you retire. If you don't audit those books, my brother, if you don't audit those financial records, you don't know what the hell is really going on. Don King was a master at it. Don King was the promoter and the manager. And then when he started getting in a whole lot of trouble with that, he said, I'm going to make my son Carl the manager. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Talk to your manager. But Carl is Don King's son. So in essence, who Carl work for? He worked for the promoter. So this is why you see Adrian Broner online talking about, man, Al Heyman need to stop playing with me, man. I need my money. I know I got some problems, and I told you to take care of them financially, but I need all of my money. I'm tired of getting paid an allowance every month. I'm tired of getting paid an allowance every month. Tell Al Heyman I need all of mine. I need to get me. I got to get all of my money. Oh, Adrian Broner, you know, guys, Al Heyman is doing the right thing by him. Adrian Broner is a mess up. Al Heyman is doing right by keeping his money for him. Oh, yeah? Maybe Adrian Broner is not as crazy as we think he is. Maybe Adrian Broner is not as crazy as we think he is. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. So when you see all of these people pushing narratives for certain fighters and their daddies and all of that stuff there, just know that the manager's job is to go around, or the dad's job is to go around the chitlin circuit and control the narrative about their child, their fighter. That's what it is. See, me, I'm not going to participate in that. I'm just saying for me. I ain't knocking nobody who do it, though. I ain't knocking nobody who do it, especially if they paying you. If they paying you, man, do you, man, get your money. I ain't mad at the shit. If they paying you, get your money, man. Get your money, man. Get your money, man. Get your money, man. Your money, man. Get your money, man. Your money, man. Gotta get your money, man. Your money, man. Get your money, man. Your money, man. I gotta get that money. Yes, the hell I do. I'm gonna break it down. So F you. Yeah, man, get your money, man. Get your money, man. I ain't mad at you. Get your money, baby. Breaking news. Deontay Wilder just bought a brand new. He's going to have to fight such and such. Man, you know that ain't true what you just said, right? Yeah, I know it ain't true, but I got to get my money. Oh, okay, go ahead, baby boy. I respect your hustle. What? Tyson Fury said this. Get your money, man. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Get your money, man. Just know that the PR team is doing a good job. Now, this is Mr. Teofimo Lopez, our good brother right here, man.
The only ones that are doing anything right now, the only ones that are doing it right now, the Zone and ESPN. Showtime, in other hands, they did what they had to do, Canelo and everything, but I guarantee you, Showtime ain't gonna last long. They not. I give it a couple more
This
years.
is Mr. Teofimo Lopez.
And HBO was how long? About 40.
Let's go here. Let me put this in some context, right? Teofimo is upset, guys, that Mr. Teofimo Lopez Jr. is upset that Showtime did not put his name on the list with the undisputed champions in the history of the sport of boxing in the four belt era. As a matter of fact, not only did Showtime didn't put his name on the list, none of the sanctioned bodies put his name on the list, and none of the boxing historians put his name on the list. Now, his fans and his PR team, who's working hard for him on social media and stuff like that, they're saying it, but what they say don't mean nothing, because the boxing historians who keep track of this stuff know what it is. As a matter of fact, the WBC has it on their web. The WBC even has it on their website. They got a big-ass picture of Devin Haney. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not finna go down that rabbit hole again, because I don't want to get attacked by Teofimo Lopez fanboys. So Teofimo is upset that Showtime did not recognize him being undisputed. And so this is what he's saying. He's saying that Showtime is gonna fall, they're gonna get crushed, they ain't gonna be around long because they didn't do right by him.
The only ones that are doing anything right now, the Zone and ESPN. Showtime, in other hands, they did what they had to do, Canelo and everything, but I guarantee you, Showtime ain't gonna last long. They not. I give it a couple more years. 35 years. And HBO was how long? About 40. About 40 years. Longer than Showtime. Yeah. And what happened to HBO? Unfortunately, they went out. But Showtime done great things for boxing, just like HBO. Showtime has. But the thing is, like, eventually they will. Guarantee you. Because when the going gets tough and how they are acting right now, they're not focused on the future and what's going on right now. They focus on about right now and what they can get. I understand. You know what I'm saying? I keep my hands open. I always back up like this. But I say it like that. When they're at their last limb, they're going to come back. They're going to come to Teofimo. Guarantee you, they're going to come to me. Be like, hey, we're going to need you on the fight. And you know what I'm saying? No. That's what I'm saying. No.
Hey, so Teofimo just basically saying that, you know, because Showtime didn't recognize him being undisputed, that you know, they're not focusing on the future. They don't know what they're doing. They've been around for 100 years. But he's saying that you know, when they get on their last leg, they're gonna come back begging to him, Teofimo Lopez, and he gonna remember what they did to him, and he not gonna deal with them. This is what Teofimo believes. This is what he believes. He believes that Showtime, a multi-billion-dollar company, cares so much about him that if they get on their last leg, they're gonna come crawling back to him because they didn't recognize him being undisputed. You know, I don't know what to say about that. I really don't know what to say about that. Oh, let's go to the chat. Hey guys, listen, man. If you want to call in, man, y'all call in, man. If you want to call in, man, let's do this here, man. Let's do some calls right quick, man. Let's do some calls right quick. We at the 2 hour mark. Let's do some calls right quick, man. Anybody want to call in? Y'all call in, man. 530-9. As a matter of fact, let me post it up on the. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me do this. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure. Not sure. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure that you know, everything connected. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. You know, this ain't no shade. I'm just calling it the way I'm just telling you how it is. Now, it ain't my job to convince anybody of anything. Believe what you want to believe about your favorite fighter and about what you think you know. Because I know we got a lot of fan agents out there, got a lot of PR people, we got a lot of promoters, we got a lot of matchmakers. You know, I get it. I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys want, you know, we can rock for a little bit longer, 20 minutes more, whatever the case may be. You want to talk about this subject matter. So Boo Boo Andrade and Jermall Charlo, they're not ducking Munguia. I get it. They're not ducking him. And I don't know. I'm not sure if Oscar De La Hoya really want to make those fights with those guys. He's the number one in the WBO and the WBA and the WBO and the WBC. And Munguia said that his next fight, if he can win this fight, he wants to fight for a world title. Well, the only way he's going to be able to fight for a world title, he's going to have to fight Boo Boo Andrade. He's going to have to fight Jermall Charlo.
Unknown caller.
Okay, guys. Let's do this. Hold on. All right, hold on, guys. Let me do this. Hold on, guys. I'm tripping. Sorry about that. Hold on, brother. Let me get you on here. Can you hear me? Hold on, bro. You're not coming through. Why are you not coming through? Hold on, this call is not coming through. This is ridiculous. This is hooked up. It's connected. Hold on, guys. Let me do this. Somebody try calling again, man. This is ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on. Hold on, guys. Let me see something. All right, there you go. It should go through. She'll go through. Sorry about that, guys. I'm still trying to work this phone shit out, man. Like, this is ridiculous. It's the call's supposed to come through, and then it's supposed to go to the broadcaster, and I'm supposed to be able to hear it, and everybody can hear the call, and it ain't working out like that. Ridiculous. I'm just saying, though. Okay, let me go straight to the chat, man. Let's go straight to the chat. Fuck it. Philly Fly says, T.O. need to fight Haney and shut up. If I was him, it would piss me off, and I want to settle the dispute once and for all. Yeah, that it should happen that way. He said, let me get my people in the sidekick ready, coach. Johnny Blaze. Hey, hold on. Hey, Johnny. Hold on, bro. Yeah, man. Hey, Johnny Blaze, hold on, man. Yeah, man, I already got this here, baby. I got my people in my sidekick. Y'all hit the old boy up here, man. I got the people in the sidekick right here, man. I'm gonna just address the chat, guys, because this phone, I gotta get this phone situation straight now, guys. Forget the old boy. Forgive me, man. Forgive me. This is pissing me off. And I would say I'm supposed to have this stuff. You know, I had everything working, man. Everything. It ain't even. You feel me? It's supposed to. Oh man, I'm mad at the mug, man. No, yeah, I'm in technical difficulties, guys. Technical difficulties. But anyways, let's go to the chat. Let's talk to the chat. He said that phone ain't got no roof. He says on the Alphabet Boys call to congratulate you, saying Andrade and Charlo not ducking. I'm just saying, I'm just breaking down like, you know.
Unknown caller.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up, guys. Caller, wait, caller.
Voicemail. Press 2.
All right, here you go. There we go. Yeah, what's going on, brother? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Now he hung up. The dude hung up. He hung the phone up. I didn't hang up on him. He hung up. It went through. I figured it out, guys. It's coming through. He hung the phone up. He hung the phone up. I don't know who it is, guys. The brother hung the phone up. The brother hung the phone up. I don't know why. I don't know why the brother hung the phone up. But that's neither here nor there. He said, Alphabet Boys called to congratulate you. All I'm saying is this here, right? I'm telling you how the business of boxing works. A lot of times, it ain't as simple as this fighter's ducking that fighter.
Unknown caller.
All right, let's try this again. Nah, we ain't doing that. You know what, man? I got a spam call coming in. Somebody keep calling and hanging up. So, yeah, I'm going to turn this off. Somebody keep calling and hanging up. So we're not going to do the calls today. I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to get this worked out, guys. Well, don't worry about it. I'm going to get this worked out. I'm going to get it worked out. We'll just address the chat. He says, I don't understand why TO fans throw shade because you don't agree with their undisputed claim, but not have shade with Suleiman. They don't want to throw no shade at Suleiman. I guess Suleiman they look at Suleiman as one of their own. I don't know. Have no idea. He said, Coach, you had it 100 with Lisa last night. Yeah, I had Lisa on last night. That's what I'm saying, dog. Somebody keep calling and they keep calling and hanging the phone up, man. Yeah, I had it with Lisa last night, so I know it worked. I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated. Dog. I'm getting frustrated. He says, Canelo is fighting Charlo in Cowboy Stadium on Cinco de Mayo. Then fight David Benavidez in September. Also, this must be one of Canelo's managers. Easy Dimes, my brother. Are you a manager of Canelo? How did you know that, sir? This must be Easy Dimes, my brother. Okay, we got a manager in the building who has first-hand information on what's going on. He says, Sabiri, he say, hold on, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I need to do. Hold on, I got it. Hold on, I know what I gotta do. Let's do this. I can. It's supposed to be on, no ring going on, right? It's supposed to be on silent anyways. Why is it doing that there? Let's see something. There you go. I don't know what's up. I got everything hooked up, dog. Y'all got to bear with the old boy, man. All right, there you go. Y'all got to bear with the old boy. This is pissing me off. But anyways, he said, Canelo, stop calling and hang it up. So Easy Don said, he said, what actually happened between Boo Boo and Canelo? Because Canelo had the WBC, WBA, and IBF. How come they didn't fight when they both were on the zone? To be honest with you, brother, I don't know. I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I don't know, bro. For me to sit back and speculate what happened, I'll be lying to you. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He says, easy. He say easy. That there's called the duck. They all go for the ducky, boy. They all go for the ducky. He said, Coach, hit some of that gas. Don't get frustrated by it. Hey, Jamal, I ain't smoked nothing, dog, before the show, man. That's what it is, man. I ain't smoked nothing for the show, man. You know how it is when you don't smoke. Man, I'm getting a whole attitude and everything right now, man. Oh, man. Hey, he said, James said, Coach, you ready for the return of the boogeyman? Big fish, man down, call Al. No, the boogeyman of the video. No. Hey, listen, James. The boogeyman is not Errol Spence. The boogeyman is not Virgil Ortiz. King Kong Ortiz. The boogeyman of the division. So when you heard them start talking about Ortiz as the boogeyman of the division, and you see these other channels talking about that, and then I broke down Ortiz's resume. Let me ask you a question. I'm finna tell you. He said play the phone to the mic. Yeah, you're right. I can do that. Hey, listen. I'm finna tell you how you know this shit was manufactured and orchestrated. Let's go here. So, bro, listen. Listen to that. Hey, hold on. King Kong Ortiz. Let's see. Wait, what's his name? Let's see. Oh, Luis Ortiz. My bad. I'm calling him King Kong Ortiz and didn't even know. Ortiz, right? Hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to show you. Remember I told you the manager's job is to do what? Control the media narrative. They're going to go out there, go on the chitlin circuit. You're going to see dads going on YouTube channels talking about their son and other people doing this. And you may see fighters going around. They're making their rounds, right? They got to try to, sell to the public, get the public to embrace them and love them and hug them and give them sugar and stuff like that. And get people to push certain narratives that they want, So this what I'm saying, right? So I'm going to prove my point to you right here. There's nothing. No, I'm not talking about Virgil Ortiz. He said, you're talking about Virgil. No, I'm not talking about Virgil Ortiz. I'm talking about Luis King Kong Ortiz. We're talking about King Kong, the boogeyman of the division. So let's go to the boogeyman, right? This the boogeyman, right? This is how Ortiz was being marketed to us when Wilder fought him. When Deontay Wilder fought Ortiz, they marketed him as the boogeyman of the division, and they said that no one wanted to fight Ortiz, and Wilder was the only one that was brave enough and strong enough to fight this guy because everybody else was shaking like booty meat, shaking in their boots, is terrified to fight this guy. That came from marketing and PR. So I said, you know what? He the boogeyman of the division. Where he the boogeyman at? So I said, let me look at his resume. When I look at his resume, I said, well, goddamn, hold on. He won 1 belt, 2 belts, 3 belts, 4 belts, 5 belts, 6 belts. So I said, well, damn, King Kong Ortiz is a 6-time, he's a 6-time heavyweight champion. Not 6-time, but, he got, out of all of the heavyweights, King Kong Ortiz had more titles than anybody. Whenever you look at it, okay, well, how he the boogeyman? Where he the boogeyman at? And in his third fight, he won the WBC FE Carbox heavyweight title. So he was a heavyweight champion here, right? The boogeyman of the division. Then he retained the Carbox title, and then he won the WBA Fidelity title. So Lady Shan called this the Fetty Wap belt. Shan called it the Fetty Wap belt. King Kong Ortiz won the WBA Fetty Wap belt, the Fidelity heavyweight title. So that's 2 belts he won, right? Then he won 2 more belts. He won the vacant WBC Latino and WBO Latino heavyweight titles. That's 4 belts he won, right? Then he won the vacant WBA interim heavyweight title. That's 5 belts he won, right? Then he won the vacant WBA intercontinental heavyweight title. That's 6 belts he won. So King Kong Ortiz won 6 belts. And I look at the dudes he fought. I see this dude don't fight. Let's put it this way. King Kong Ortiz's career has been strategically choreographed, for the lack of a better term. So when Wilder fought him right here, they had to sell this fight in order to get the public. What do we learn here, guys? What do we learn here? How do I know? What do we learn here? What is the role? Let's say the role of a what? The role of a matchmaker. The role of a matchmaker, guys. So on paper, at least it seems like a very easy job, yada, 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 yada. We're going to see what's up. He said, it is the toughest job in boxing apart from a fighter because what does the matchmaker have to do? They have to make the right matches at the right time. And although they try to keep the fans happy, it is important to remember that the matchmaker works for the promoters. Call Al. He's not a promoter. He's a financial advisor. Or TBE Promotions, Tom Brown Promotions, whatever the case may be. They got to match them up at the right time. And although they try to keep fans happy, the matchmaker works for the promoters and the fighters, not the fans. So he could come up with a real good fight that he knows the fans would love to see. But how are he going to love to see it? We got to sell it to the fans. How do we sell it to the fans? Let's go. That's the promoter. We're going to go here. We talked about the economy, right? We talked about that. That's the matchmaker. What does the manager do, right? What does the manager do, guys? What does the manager do? The manager job is to what? He's going to do everything. The primary responsibilities of a manager, he must ensure that the fighter is in optimal shape to achieve that condition. The manager needs to plan for workout intensity, yada, 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 yada. Furthermore, the boxer's manager is required to have a delicate selection of matches. So when they pick King Kong Ortiz right here, he the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. King Kong Ortiz was a delicate selection. This goes on with all fighters. So when you think that your favorite fighter, he's fighting all these killers, and listen, your favorite fighter is fighting some killers. But when they do fight killers, sometimes they lose those killer matches. But the way the sport of boxing works, this is how it works. I know it don't fit the narrative. I get it. I understand. Man, what you talking about, man? My fighter beat Godzilla. My fighter beat King Kong. He beat Mothra. He beat Gamma-Rock. He beat Grimlock. He beat Optimus Prime. He beat Megatron, the Autobots, the Decepticons. He beat the Powerpuff Girls. He beat Goku. He beat Vegeta. He beat Frieza. He beat Piccolo. My fighter did all that stuff. That's what they say. I ain't trying to, you come to your own conclusions. You come to your own conclusions. Believe what you want to believe. Believe what you want to believe. Come to your own conclusions. I ain't trying to change your mind about your favorite fight. Whatever you want to believe, believe it, right? Let's keep going, right? Furthermore, the boxer's manager is required to have a delicate selection of matches. Keyword is delicate. Instead of winning lots of fights in the first few years, the manager might be concerned about how much the boxer can learn from his rivals. Therefore, the boxing manager will sign up for a competition, and they talk about that stuff right there, right? They say advertise the boxer's image. Generally, those who want to become boxing stars, boxing stars all have their professional manager to promote them successfully. Shelly Finkel is Deontay Wilder's manager, and so is JD's. Anthony Joshua has a management company. I don't know who Tyson Fury's manager is. I think it's MTK Global. I don't know. I think Al Heyman is Errol Spence's manager. I think the Charlos. I don't know who their manager is. I don't know who their manager is, to be honest with you, right? But the manager job is to what? Sell the fighter to the public, pretty much. So another responsibility of a boxing manager is the job related to the media and word of mouth. Thus, a boxing manager must be careful in marketing, campaign management, and create a popular image of the fighter. This is why we see Teofimo Lopez standing up to Canelo Alvarez at his fight, taking pictures with Canelo. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of fighters took pictures with Canelo, but Teofimo was the only one that brought all of his belts. Oh, look, I got a good idea, son. Let's bring your belts and show everybody that you're the first Latino undisputed, and Canelo is the second. And let's act them. Can we take a picture with them? Yeah, man, y'all go in and come up here and take a picture with them. Okay, here go the belts. Run up there, run up there, run up there. Let's take the picture. T.O. mad because Showtime didn't even put his name as being undisputed. But the crazy part about it is nobody got your name up there as being undisputed outside of your fan base. Outside of your fan base. Right? So let's keep going though. Let's keep going. One more again. Plenty more. Whole lot of more. I got a whole lot of more, bad boy. A whole lot of more. Thus, a boxing manager must be careful in marketing campaign, management, and create a popular image of the boxer. As a boxing manager, one should maintain a substantial booking seat from promoters and all that stuff right there, right? Moreover, their marketing campaign might entice fans and non-fans to help the boxer gain a better reputation, i.e., this is why you see the Alphabet Boys cap for Wilder so hard. I.e., this is why you see certain Hispanic channels cap for Teofimo so hard. This is why you see certain Alphabet Boy channels and other channels cap for Devin Haney so hard. Their job is to make this fighter look as good as possible. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with capping for the fighter if you want to make him look good. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. My job is to show you guys why you see this on YouTube, why you see this on the internet. My job is to show you this is why you see it. That's my job, to lay it out there for you. Am I saying anything wrong with it? No, ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with any fighter or manager or channel or whatever capping for a fighter. If that's what they want to do, so be it. But I don't cap for them. I don't cap for them. So, and I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So when they put it out there that Teofimo Lopez, that King Kong Ortiz was the boogeyman of the division. When they put that out there, right? You know, this way it say the more the famous, the more famous the fighter is on the media, the more payments the promoters will pay out. The promoters will pay to have boxers fight at their location. So, you know, we know what the manager does, right? We know what the manager does. We know what the manager does, right? We got it right here. That's what they do, right? So to sum it up, the final answer to what does a boxing manager do is to supervise the training process, make sure that the payment is fair, to be fair, and to take care of the boxer's image on the media. In short, a boxing manager does everything to keep the fighter focused on practicing and fighting. Don't worry about the money, baby boy. Just go ahead and keep fighting. You good. I got you. We got you over here. That is the reason why this job position is essential for every boxer if they desire to compete in professional matches. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Bruce Ennis' father is his manager, from my understanding. The reason why it's good sometimes to have your family as your manager, because you know they're not gonna rob you. Because in the sport of boxing, it's very grimy, it's very dirty, and when you have these fighters lining up with certain grimy promoters and stuff like that, and you don't have anybody that fight for your interests, these fighters can get taken advantage of. You see what I'm saying? So it's always good if you got a father or a mother or whoever who's your manager. There's nothing wrong with that, because you rather deal with someone who you know than deal with someone who you don't know. I.e., Don King was good at that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works. There's nothing wrong with that. He said, Coach, did you see Tank and Porter sparring today? Yeah, I saw him sparring. Pretty good, man. You know, they smart. John B. Poetic, he said, Coach said Grimlock. Yeah, you ought to know how old I am. I say Grimlock, huh? Yeah, man. You already know. Paul Evans say, to be fair, man. Anyways, guys, man, this is our we've been on almost 2.5 hours. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. We're gonna go ahead and lock it up. Hey, man, we got a show that if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. I would like to send a shout out to our first episode on this podcast, New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. I appreciate everybody who's listening to this on the podcast or who will be listening to this. And I want to give everybody in the chat a round of applause. You know how we do it. We got to do this OJ Juman style, right? OJ Juman style. You know how we do it. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I hope we learned something today. So I don't believe that Boo Boo Andrade is going to duck Munguia. I don't believe that Charlo's going to duck Munguia, right? Hell, I don't know if Oscar De La Hoya is even going to push for those fights. Maybe De La Hoya feel like that the guy ain't ready. I don't know. All I know, he is the #1 contender for the WBC and the WBO. He said he want to fight for a title in his next fight after this fight. So I'm expecting for Munguia to beat Rosado. But guess what? Just because I'm expecting it doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. He 37-0 with 30 knockouts. I got to break down his resume and see who has he knocked out though. Other than that, man, that's it. But we'll see what happened, man. We'll see what happened. Yeah, but you know, the business of boxing is very tricky. And I think what happens is when the fans don't know the business of boxing, we take it out on the fighters. And if it's a fighter that we've been programmed to like for whatever the reason, then we are adamant about that fighter. We got an emotional attachment about that fighter. And we are willing to fight and curse people out and shoot and kill and threaten people online about a fighter who literally don't give a damn about neither one of us. That means the manager, the PR team, the promoters have done a really good job in getting me and you emotionally invested in this fighter. That means they did a good job. And they spend money with other people in the media and stuff like that to get them to say and write favorable report articles on them. Yeah, that goes on. That goes on. Shout out to Paul Evans, man.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Ava.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Wayne Love Peacock. And shout out to Javon Soto.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to NDC.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Johnny Blaze.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Jess Blaze.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Halim. What's going on, fam?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Steve in the UK with the AK. And shout out to everybody in the UK.
Hey, okay.
We got to shut it down, guys. I have to shut it down. I have to go. Shout out to Siberians.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Silver Stress.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Major Key Boxing.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to El Bohemio.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to NDC.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to the Queen Lady Shan, please subscribe. Shout out to Major Key, say please subscribe. Shout out to the Queen Bless 365. Shout out to the Queen Lisa Bell. Shout out to the Queen Arlette. Shout out to the Queen Nick Rich. Shout out to that Queen. Shout out to the other Queen and all the other queens out there. It's just too many goddamn queens. Anyways, shout out to Johnny Blaze.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to my rabbit Hippity and shout out to Cookie. You know, my dog Cookie.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to let me say the boxing plug.
Hey, okay.
Let's see. Shout out to Thomas Jones.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe?
Hey, okay.
Johnny Blaze again.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Billy Kidman. What's going on, fam?
Hey,
Shout out to Boston George.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to all the fanagers, the promoters. Shout out to all of the fanagers, the fanboys, the promoters, the fetch makers. Shout out to you guys.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to let's see. Shout out to Johnny Blaze. Shout out to Tony Scarface.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Egg Shaped Farm.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Wayne Love Peacock. Shout out to Troy Graham.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Pugilism. What's going on, fam?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to shout out to Memphis, Tennessee. What's going on, fam?
Hey, okay.
Let's see. Shout out to Boston George. Shout out to who else we have, man? Oh, shout out to my main man Jawan who came through.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Vato Loco. It's okay. Shout out to YouTube School Boxing.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to Teach in the building.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to Silver Stress. Shout out to James. Shout out to George H. Shout out to Billy Joe, Jim Bob the Third. Shout out to Easy Designs. Shout out to the Queen Bless 365. she says, sounds like jury duty selection, coach. Oh man, yeah, man. Shout out to KD Doctor. Shout out to K Causey. Shout out to Coon Slayer Returns. Oh man, I mean, damn. Well, you don't came back from the dead, huh? Coon Slayer, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Jay Styles. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to Kristen Chavez. Shout out to Dragon Leg. What up? Shout out to Kung Fu Theater. Them all the moves out to watching Kung Fu Theater, man. Where I thought the old man was whooping everybody. Hook, hit, hook, hot, hit, turn, huh. They fight for 30 minutes, ain't breathing hard, jumping all in the air from the ground to the roof. Oh, you couldn't tell me that shit was, sorry, but I didn't mean to curse. You couldn't tell me that wasn't real, bro. You couldn't tell me that wasn't real when I was growing up. You could not tell me that the wrestling matches that I saw growing up with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior and Andre the Giant and Coco Beware and the Junkyard Dog and the British Bulldogs. And you couldn't tell me none of that wasn't real. And the Road Warriors, you couldn't tell me none of that wasn't real, bro. You could tell me that, you know, hey man. Shout out to Idell Perez, man.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Ray Pack Trucking Company.
Hey, okay.
And guess what? You can't tell me that the illusion of the sport of boxing is something else, but the illusion. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of stuff I can tell you, but you won't believe me anyway. So
hey, okay.
Shout out to Lou Moon. What's going on, Lou? Shout out to what's going on? Get everybody. Shout out to Philly Fly. What's happening, bro?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Bloody Knuckles. What the link read? Roberto Trejo. What's going on, fam? Shout out to who else we have? I want to make sure I get everybody before we go. I owe you guys that respect. I owe you guys that respect, right? Let's see, man. Let's see. Shout out to DC in the building. Shout out to Javon Soto.
Hey, okay.
My main man Jawan once again in the building. Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. I say man. I say, man, what's up, man? You know what I mean? What's up, bro? But, by me, going through Tennessee and going through Texas, that kind of rubbed off on me. You know what I mean? So that's how they say it in Texas. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Everything big in Texas. Big belt buckle, big hats, big shirts, big boots. Everything big in Texas. Big women, everything. Shout out to K. Causey. Shout out to, man, I think, I'm seeing some of the same people. I think that's it then. Shout out to James. What's going on, fam?
Hey, okay.
Steve Rivas, what's happening, bro?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Thomas Candela, what's happening?
Hey, okay.
Teach in the building.
Hey, okay.
I think that's it. Shout out to M-Easy BX, what's happening, bro?
Hey, okay.
Let's see, man. Who else we got? Steven Rivas. He said, Coach talk about the heavyweight king Kong Ortiz. Yeah, man, the boogeyman of the division. Shout out to Nelly Content. What's happening, bro?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to, who else we have? My main man, Philip Fly.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Rod Rook. What's happening, bro?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Peter Von Arx once again. AV Sounds. I think that's it. I think we got everybody, man. I think we got everybody, man. And let's hit these super chats. I got some super chats I missed. So I have to address the super chats. I'm coming down to the super chats, guys. Bet with the old boy. Here you go. Shout out to Wayne Long Peacock.
Hey, okay.
Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Wayne Love Peacock said, great show, man. I really appreciate that, fam. I really appreciate that. Dusty Rose, Blackjack Mulligan, Kevin Sullivan. You know what, Ric Flair? You know, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. You know, when I came out of Texas, you know, when I was strolling down the aisle, I saw the four horsemen. They tried to jump me. But me, you know, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, when I hit him in the head with the bionic elbow, I really thought Dusty Rhodes' elbow was bionic. For real, though. Shout out to Rich Mendez.
Hey, okay.
We're dropping out of half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Rich Mendez says that when Canelo knocks out Charlo, and he will that put an end to the podcasters' haters spewing their anti-Canelo narrative? Or will we have to endure he's ducking Andrade? Man, listen, man. You already know the answer to that. Rich, you already know the answer to that. Something that, you know, I learned from my mother when I was 7 years old. She told me, she said, listen, when someone doesn't like you, there's nothing that you can do to make them like you. So if they don't like him, there's nothing that you're going to say to make them like him anyways. I don't think Canelo cares. He has a bed full of money. I think he has a net worth of over $140, $150 million. He don't give a damn. He getting his. He robbing the bank right now. Shout out to, to each his own. You see what I'm saying, Rich? You know, there's nothing you can do about that, brother. Shout out to Ride on the Storm.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Jamie Alvarez. What's happening, bro?
Hey, okay.
Shout out to Keanu Bryan. What's up? Corey Bradley with the Lick Reed.
Hey, okay.
Joe Robles. What's happening, man?
Hey, okay.
Con Shonery with the Lick Reed.
Hey, okay.
Dimitar, what's happening?
Hey, okay.
Peter Barnard's, what it do?
Hey, okay.
Let's keep going down the yellow brick road. Louis James, what's happening, fam?
Hey, okay.
Let's see what we got here, man. Shout out to Damian Bennett. He said, I'm so glad I understand the business of boxing. Have a good one, coach. Yes, I'm going to have a good one, and I'm going to smoke a good one, too. Hey, Damian, I'm going to smoke a good one as well.
Hey, okay.
I need my goddamn head hurting, man. I don't know why I got a headache right now. That's why I got to get out of this live. My head hurt right now, man. Anyways, man, yeah, I'm going to smoke a good one too, man. I'm going to have a good one and smoke a good one. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, man, shout out to Gerald Felix. He said, I hope he don't change and always keep saying the truth. Yeah, I got to call it the way I see it, man. I got to call it the way I see it. I got to call it the way I see it, dog. I got a goddamn headache and I'm hot. I'm hot flashes. I got a headache. And, I got some refill that I need to get to, and I got us in this show. So once again, guys, it's that boy, Coach Malachi Williams, signing out. New Media Today USA Boxing, man. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Don't meet me there, beat me there, man. Much love to everybody, man. And before we go, let me give everybody a round of applause, because if you took the time out today to rock with the old boy, I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody who's listening to this on the podcast. New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. We're going to be everywhere. I'm going to let everybody know we're going to be on Apple. We're going to be everywhere there's a podcast. So you can just listen to it live. You can listen to it, the podcast, without, worrying about seeing it on YouTube if you can only hear the audio. Other than that, that's it, man. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Shout out to my New Media Today USA Boxing family. I got much love for everybody, man. Love y'all guys. I know the haters, they don't like me. It is what it is. Hey, man, I just drop it the way I drop it. If you don't like it, baby, it's on you. Other than that, I see you guys tomorrow. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. See you guys. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.